I only have to turn it off because I don't want to catch it on YouTube. Okay, yo, hey, we live right now. Perspectives Facts Podcast. You know what I'm saying? Come on in here, pile up in here. We don't have a theme song tonight because I don't got my producer here to play the song, do this and do that. So we're just gonna go ahead and stream from the laptop today. We got Sent Politic Podcast with us. You know what I'm saying? I'll probably show them on camera, flip laptop around so you guys can see them in a minute. But we here, so come on and pile in. You know what I'm saying? Take your time. Grab something to eat, grab something to drink, you know what I'm saying? Get in a vibe. I'm gonna go ahead and send this out to a few people now. But make sure y'all come in here, hit the like button, subscribe, you know what I'm saying? Exactly. Shot here, you're already in here. Notification gang. Act like I don't want to hear, oh man, you went live, I missed the stream. I mean, come on, you got your notifications on? You subscribe, you should be notified. We go live. You know what I'm saying? Tap in. I'm tweeting the link out. I'm about to post it on IG. Tay, you just text me. We live. The rumors are true. We went live today in Orlando. Live from Orlando, Florida. You got your Twitter? You know what your Twitter is?
Yeah, Sit Politic.
All right. Sit and Politic. Yep, found you.
Yes, sir. Oh man, all right. And I just need you to clap one more time for whatever you say. Try to reach out a little bit if you could. Yeah, that's perfect.
All right, let me put the heads on. Everybody in here, tap in. We got 6 people in live so far. They're gonna pile up. They're gonna build it. Usually they got a 5-minute grace period to we got the theme song playing. Niggas getting their chips and dip. Yeah. They rolling up. They getting their alcohol.
Get ready for the movie.
Yeah. Today we just started. We just shot the gun and told everybody to take off and start running. You know what I'm saying?
No, next time, like I said, I want to be in there locked in. Yeah, that's gonna be cool. Your lives are legendary. And this is Send Politic in here. We got FBJ, Florida Boy J. Go find him on YouTube. Florida Boy J, a great channel. He goes live. They go crazy. It's authentic. It's off the cuff. It gets crazy. If you like us, you know that we get a little wild. He's on the same kind of time. A little bit of flagrancy, but it's all in the name of honesty. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Honest conversation. In sports, all the kind of same things, hip hop, heavy in there. And Bills is up here. We're in Orlando today, and I got Deuce in here. He's vibing.
Yeah, man.
And Big Baby. So make sure you hit the button, subscribe, and go check out Florida Boy J at Florida Boy J. Is it Florida Boy J on all the socials?
Yeah, just Florida Boy J on Twitter, high_life93 on Instagram. But you type in on YouTube, Florida Boy J on TikTok, all that flash shit. It's just with Instagram, I wasn't really going by Florida Boy J.
Yo, I wanted to say actually something. I mean, this is a little behind the scenes.
No, go ahead.
But yeah, I really thought it was a smooth move when you changed the name of your YouTube channel to Florida Boy J. I was like, that's thinking. Because at first when I found you as Perspective, or when I found you on the Star Reporter, to find you was kind of difficult. You had to really be locked in, paying attention, you had to be a consistent viewer. But now everybody knows you as the personality Florida Boy J. So
right.
You know what I mean? It's easy to find you. That made me reconsider the algorithm and all that's kind of crazy. You type in Sit Politic Podcast, we don't pop up.
Right.
If you type in Sit Politic, no, it's vice versa. If you type in Sit Politic, we don't pop up. You have to put podcast. So I dropped off podcast off our shit. Just kind of play the game.
Right. That's another reason. Yeah, but salute Joe Budden. That was another reason why I just like Florida Boy J.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like my channel's Florida J. Whatever you type in, like you can go straight to my channel. I'm not gonna tell you. A lot of you niggas can't spell perspectives, anyways.
There you go.
So why am I gonna have a pass a spelling contest before you come to my channel?
Joe Budden question. So the Joe Budden pod, it's been the format's way different now. How do you feel about that? I know we kind of bonded. We listened to a lot of the same things. I had a lot of the same interests as far as like podcasts. It just made sense. But Joe Budden specifically, we were long-time listeners there. And how was that for you as far as like the switch up with the format? I'm talking about past Ish and Ice. Now you got Queen's Flip, right? And you got Melissa Ford.
Right, I think it's better. Honestly, I like it a lot better. I like it a lot better with no. I like it a lot better with Melissa Ford and Queen's Flip than it was just Ish and Ice. When it was just Ish and Ice compared to Rory and Maul. Rory and Maul had a better podcast. It was a better listening experience. But adding Melissa and adding Queen's Flip pushes the envelope for more provocative conversations. And I feel like Mel comes in and kind of adds more of a female look to it, and she kind of is a good eye candy, and because she's been in media before and she's high esteemed, people like to listen to her.
She has a name.
So I like the pivot, but if you ask me which one is better, by far it was the Joe Budden podcast with Rory and Mal.
Yeah, well, it's a power move when he pulled those big personalities on there. When he got Queen's Flip, who already has a huge personality online. I was more familiar with him than Melissa Ford. I just kind of had known her on the peripheral. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'm kind of on the opposite. I think there's way too many talking heads on there now. And sometimes, because it's such a diverse cast, you get in situations where, like, for example, specifically Melissa Ford, they'll be talking about sports, and I'll be like, please don't. You know what I mean? Like, honestly, she'll take like the most bonehead, like surface level, like woke take. And it's like woke in sports. I'm really done with that shit. Yeah, I'm done with that. So it's like when we're talking about Colin Kaepernick or whatever, can we just say, like, really at the end of the day, like, that's over with? We don't have to shit like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Before I continue, can everybody on YouTube hear me? Can y'all hear me on YouTube? Just put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me clearly on YouTube. Because I know we don't have the audio hooked up, so you got like direct sound. So if you guys can hear me in the live chat on StreamYard or YouTube, somebody throw a 1 in the chat if you can hear us fine. Somebody. So
and I mean,
go ahead.
Let me know if this is too much, because this is in the middle, but I could try to hook up the dongle to that, and I might have a piece that could hook your computer to that, and it might have the audio go there while we're recording. I don't know.
Everybody's saying they can hear us, so we're good to go. Cool. Yeah, we're good to go.
All right, but either way. So for the Joe Budden podcast, I agree with you though. Rory and Mal. Right now, I love Rory and Mal on Joe Budden, and I agree that podcast was one of my favorites, to be honest.
Right.
But when I listen to the Rory and Mal shit, I feel like I'm not getting anything from it.
Rory and Mal suck ass potting
by themselves, right?
Yeah, because they overplayed their hand, and when I say that, it's like y'all were interesting because y'all complimented Joe Budden. Yeah. Like, I'm not gonna go to get a meal and you're gonna give me the sides. They're side dishes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and like something specifically that kind of turned me off from the whole Rory and Mal shit. Even though I really liked him on Joe Budden, so I always check back in and see if maybe it's just a growth thing. But I feel like whenever I tuned in on that, it's like, let's talk about bitches. They're like,
past YouTube.
They're like, let's talk about bitches. Let's talk about, oh my God, isn't it crazy when you leave your toothbrush at a girl's house? I'm like, bro, I don't want to hear this shit.
But see, Rory and Mal were better because Joe was like the uncle OG, right?
Yeah.
Too cool, but I'm famous, so I'm still cool. I'm just older than everybody. Yeah. Mal was like, okay, I got industry connections, but I'm like too cool to experience anything. But that's what fucked around. That's why I was getting Mal fatigue. Yeah. When before he left, because it's like every time we have a conversation, you never experience any of the things we're talking about, but you have an opinion on it. And when we ask you, oh, do you know this because this is what you lived through? Nah, I was too cool to do it. So why are you here to pod if you never experienced anything because you're too cool to do it? No, like, you don't have any, like, the best part about certain podcasts, especially with Joe Budden podcasts, sometimes we have like separate self-deprecating conversations based off of mistake experiences.
For sure, yeah. Like the Jay-Z shit, how he handled that situation.
Right. Or when Joe was talking about how him and Ice was about to fight outside the club and they pulled out the long knife and they had to like ride off and Joe was off the shit and ready to fight. Stuff like that. Like, it's embarrassing, but niggas know you, so like it adds character.
And we can relate to it.
Right. Mal is so scared to like be vulnerable. Yeah. It took away from the pod at a certain point where, like, Rory, I like Rory because Rory would have certain embarrassing stories, certain stories where, like, okay, he didn't look all the way cool, but it was relatable. Nobody wants to relate to Mal because Mal thinks he's too cool. And Mal, he can dress fly, but it's like, Mal, we know when we walk in the room with the hose, like, you're not pulling the hose because you're Mal.
What was your opinion on Rory?
Rory was cool.
Yeah.
Rory was cool. I like Rory because Rory kind of needs somebody who talks fast.
Yeah.
I appreciate how Rory talks slow and puts periods and commas before. Right. And the way he talks complimented the Joe Budden podcast because Joe goes on rants and he talks fast. Me and Joe kind of same bag. We'll just go crazy for 20 straight minutes. And Rory comes in with the calm, monotone explanation of what Joe just rambled off.
But would challenge him with that in that podcast specifically. I love that it felt like all of them could chat. And at that point, it did, I guess, give us a little bit of a false perception where at the end, like basically when they were talking about like the Spotify split and everybody was speaking as if they were owners kind of. So there was a false sense of perception, but they all seemed like peers. When the Ish and Ice thing happened, it felt much more like it was Joe Budden's show. These motherfuckers were featured. And anybody from this point on would be strictly featured. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I think that's the hard truth that a lot of sympathizers have to understand is that we're not coming to hear you hoe ass niggas, bro. We don't give a fuck about anybody who sits next to Joe Budden. We're listening to Joe Budden because he's an institution at this point. We're watching him to learn. This is not even entertainment for me no more. This is class.
I agree with that because he's somebody that wants to launch a network and things like that, and that's kind of like
when he's pivoting with co-hosts and he's doing this. I'm studying Joe Budden. I'm not watching for entertainment anymore. Serious podcasters are not watching for entertainment anymore. We're watching to learn. So I don't give a fuck if it's him, Barney, and goddamn the Hunchback of Notre Dame.
But the show suffered when those two people left.
It suffered for people who are It suffered for people who are listening to be entertained.
You said it suffered. You said it suffered.
But when I say it suffered, because it suffered for people who want to be entertained. Me, I still watch it.
You're not entertained.
Even if I'm not being entertained, I'm watching somebody work through a dry spell. I'm watching somebody work through the bullshit. The shows, the numbers aren't up, the enthusiasm's not up, but I'm still potting. It was a time last year where my viewers and my traffic was cut by 90%, and I still have to sit up here and podcast like I'm about to hit 1,000, I'm about to hit 100 views.
Yeah, no, I understand that because you got to put the best foot forward. Period.
You can lose everything, and you still have to pod like you got it all.
Yeah.
Somebody passed in your family, you gonna stop podding?
No.
Think your audience cares? Something happened?
Stop rapping? Let me ask you that.
Nobody gives. What I learned is like nobody gives a fuck about you. What you got going on? The show must go on.
Yeah.
Nobody cared that Joe went through a breakup with Sin. They just make sure they just want to know where you're gonna pod twice a week. Sure. Nobody cared if Rory Mal left. We got a pod Saturday.
But when you have an audience like that, you have responsibility to them. You don't think so?
When you are presenting anything and you are meeting a demand, supply demand, you're giving people what they want. That's the name of the game. You can't stop because something happened. Your leg blew off. So what?
Yeah.
Go live, get on that microphone, and give me what I want.
There's a word green on that. It's like you have responsibility to that.
Right. Your fucking parent passed away on the way to the game. Yeah. Suit up. You're starting tonight, and you better drop 40 on your mom's name.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what the legend would do.
I mean, Brett Favre's dad passed away. He threw 4 touchdowns Monday Night Football.
That's it. Yeah. No, that's
nobody cares. The only thing they want you to do is actually, something very traumatic happened in your life. Give us the greatest performance you ever did.
It's a moment.
Double that. Be greater than you were when everything was perfect. You see what I'm saying? So nobody cares what you. Exactly. So when I'm watching Joe Budden, I'm understanding some of the back end of what's going on behind it. So I'm watching you pod through the struggle because it's going to be times where I'm going to have to pod through the struggle.
Sure.
Times where I should have probably podded through the struggle and I didn't because the struggle was too real.
Yeah.
I took a 7-month break.
Yeah.
And niggas didn't give a fuck. Why?
Yeah.
Mental health. Fuck your mental health. Go live.
Yeah. No, that's fair. And I mean, definitely at that point, I think he's pushed through it. And a lot of the criticism for the Ish and Ice situation, they're not like equal contributors. Not that Maul and Rory were equal contributors, but they were active participants in every conversation. There'll be times that Ish and Ice will just be sitting there, and then I have to look at them like Deuce Andretti and Billy right now. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect. We're on topic one, but I'm saying they'd be halfway through the show, and it's like, yo, say something. You know what I mean?
Now, because
about Joe Budden.
We can move on, but like this is just a comment coming out.
Right, and we got a long show. We can be here as long as we need to.
No problem.
But the thing about the Joe Budden shit too is like, before I even see what were you saying? Because I want to, because you said something.
Well, I was.
Saying, the thing is 2 things, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ice self-proclaimed never went outside.
Yeah.
Ish is like an older man who already made money in his industry. So it's nothing. He doesn't have to appeal to anybody.
And who was outside? That's a good thing, though. You don't have to appeal to everybody. You have people come on the pod where it's like, yo, I can't say this. You can't have the same environment because I'm on here type shit. You know what I mean? Like, can't smoke or shit like that. Right?
But the thing about it is, number one, why I would be silent is because y'all haven't did half the shit that we're talking about. So you kind of can't relate. Number one. Number two, one thing that people miss about being visual potting or just being on camera, you have to be likable and people have to believe you. Yeah. Like you can't be like for no jumper when you bring it on house, no disrespect to House Phone or Flocko or none of them, but sometimes like you bring on people, they don't look like somebody that somebody wants to listen to, or you don't have experiences to where we can relate to. Like, okay, Rory Mal, you come on there, we know you went out last night, we know you getting fly, we know you at the parties, this and that. Sure. So it's like when we're talking about something, you're telling us stories you can relate to. When you're talking about you were hungover and this that happened, like we're young enough to where it connected with us.
Yeah, 100%.
Them who they don't have those types of stories.
So,
and we don't want to let. And personally, Ice cool, he's cool. But personally, I don't want Ice can't tell me anything unless we're at Best Buy and we're trying to get some electronics.
Yeah, no, he's a wizard with that. But Ish, I like Ish.
I fuck with Ish.
Okay, yeah, I like Ish a lot. And honestly, I don't mind Ice. I
like Ice on Twitter.
I preferred the show before the Melissa and Queen's Flip ad. Although I do think Queen's Flip adds a lot, and like you said, he adds a lot as far as the pushing the conversation forward, not being afraid to say some wild shit that makes everybody else on the show go, "Oh, I can't go there." Because honestly, part of what frustrated me about the Joe Budden shit,
the thoughts and prayers era.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
That's why Rory Moore had to get up out of there. Because every time something came up, we ain't even roasting the topic anymore.
Yeah,
we have industry ties. So instead of spending 40 minutes of gold of roasting somebody, it's just, oh man, thoughts and prayers.
100%. No, that shit was ridiculous. And you're right. It was like almost everything. Somebody had a relationship with there. Or Maul. That was actually when Maul started to get really frustrated because like, you're literally not willing to talk about anything. So
you're cool with everybody. Like, come on,
yeah,
bro.
Exactly. Don't want to affect nobody's mental health or whatever. But we're talking about them, so we just got it is what it is. People are in the public light; they're gonna get talked about. But one thing I wanted to ask you about before we move on, and I know you have an opinion on this. No jumper. So the kind of like collapse. I don't want to make it all pod talk, but this is like our passion for sure. Yeah. So it's like no jumper. It kind of looks like it's going through some serious turmoil, maybe even a complete collapse for real, at least as far as a hip hop platform.
Right.
What's your opinion on it?
My opinion is this: both y'all white, right?
Yeah.
Obviously. Here's my opinion. This is my issue, right? When white people come into a culture outside of theirs, grab a bunch of black people around them to do the work while they count the books or just do, advise, whatever the fuck.
Bitches, literally.
Do whatever, but you have black people around you to get into the culture, right?
Yeah.
You make profit off the culture. You monetize. Some of the niggas around you get a bag, change their life. Cool. Everybody, niggas gonna benefit off the default, just by proximity.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But once you see, okay, this is gonna peak out at a certain point. Okay, YouTube's not allowing certain content to be monetized where we were a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Okay, I've interviewed all these rappers. Okay, niggas done died. Certain people done got slapped. We done beat up. It's turned Jerry Springer. Guess what? Okay, we're gonna bring this guy on here. Okay, we're touching different algorithms. We're talking
about the David, whatever Spencer guy.
Yeah. Okay, now we're touching a different audience, a different bag. Okay, this is what YouTube looks like it's gonna be.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, you didn't have any black person sitting there with you, but you can grab niggas all day to do the bullshit. But when you get white supremacists on there, you can't find no black person to combat what you're saying.
Do you think it's an issue he had him on? If you
no. The issue is not you had him on. The issue is if a platform that you have built off the backs of black people, you have an openly racist up here talking, and you don't have any black people to combat what he says. Yeah. Fine.
Yeah.
Because you don't. Since you're so involved in the culture and you're down, you should be combating him. Since you spend so much time invested with black people, you should have the talking points ready to go.
Yeah, right.
Just off of you're not gonna talk about my niggas like that. You're not gonna talk about my people like that. You're not gonna talk about the motherfuckers I do business with. You're not gonna talk about the people that I frequent, that I fraternize with, I get money with. Like, I'm not Puerto Rican. I get money with Puerto Ricans. I'm not gonna have you sitting here talking about Puerto Ricans. Well, not even just the fact I get money with them, but I have a personal relationship with them. I have a personal relationship with other people that aren't my demographic. Because I got a relationship with them, I'm not gonna have somebody who's their adversary come here and talk disrespectfully, knowing that I personally know niggas that you're talking about.
That's fair. The with the No Jumper platform, so with that specific interview, I actually want to add some context there, because I feel like with that interview, there wasn't like much racism spewed, because that guy, although he was previously a racist, so that I can see where it's inappropriate to have him on the channel. But in that interview, he was saying that he actually had changed, so like he's like a liberal now, and fucking that he
listen.
Yeah, go ahead.
Who is he? I'm keeping a buck, right? Once you're a racist, you're always a racist. Nobody reformed you. Yeah. You didn't get reformed. Who are you telling this? You're saying this so you can get off the double talking points that are racist statements in this interview. You're just going to throw out the disclaimer, I'm not racist anymore.
Can we disagree with that? So
of course.
Yeah. So you don't think anybody can be, I'm not gonna say redeemed, but can change their mindset as a racist. And one thing that I want to be clear about is with my experience and why I'm not a racist. Honestly, I can credit.
He says white fans make me stop being racist.
Well, so and that's kind of in line because it's like I think that the reason, well, because I'm not ignorant, I've experienced racism in my family, like them being racist,
right.
And so it's like, but the exposure is 100% what prevented that from happening. If I would have just lived in a fucking
sheltered all white, you wouldn't.
I wouldn't know any better. I would have just been taught that, and then I would spewed hate. But because I have a brother and a sister that's both mixed, you know what I mean? I had a black stepfather, best friends, black, shit like that. Like just that exposure, like
living with
blessing is literally
right. Living with black people day to day
in every race that applies to everybody. You know, you're around Asians a lot. You're like, yo, Asians are really like kind of maybe a bad example.
No, it's not. No, it's not because you're naming demographic. Just like I said earlier, when I'm talking like Puerto Ricans, like you'll sit around and somebody will say something about any culture, right? And you'll sit there and laugh about it because it might be funny, but you don't really think like, oh damn, where was I last Christmas? Oh damn, who was there on my birthday? Oh damn, who am I business with? Oh damn, who? And it's all the people you let this motherfucker talk shit about. To the point where if you don't get up and slap the dog shit out this motherfucker, you sit right with him, and I don't want to hear nothing you say after this interview go off.
The only pushback I have there is that I think that I agree because it wasn't a lot of because I think Destiny was on that interview as well, and he's liberal but white, but it was all really like them just it was a circle jerk. Yeah, everybody just pretty much agreeing, no discourse really happening. So and because that guy was trying to present as like a reformed, liberal,
bro, and that's another thing with Richard Spencer.
Thank you. Yeah, yes, sir.
How are you don't monetize racism and then come back? I'm not racist no more. My bag up.
After I got my money from the racists. They were tripping.
And you know what? It's funny. You know what's funny about that? Black people do it too. You got a lot of black people who come in the game broke on a pro-black shit, on a young Pharaoh time. You know what I'm saying? On a lot of these, we pro-black, fuck the white man. I like how this we're about to run, fuck white man the devil. The black woman is God. Somebody slapped the black woman. I got slapped too. We got to fight for the black babies. We got to buy this school. We got to buy this shop bar. We got to run. We got to do the fundraiser. All this shit. I'm buying your clothes. I'm buying the shoes. I'm donating to your cause, right? Cash apping you. Get the bag. Niggas switch up. Niggas switch up. I ain't pro-black no more. I'm wearing suits now. I'm riding in the Benz now. Nigga, the bag got different. I got different. We're not racist no more. Now I'm working with white people. Now it's a white nigga sitting next to me. And motherfuckers, and now you coming on the mic. The white man not the enemy. Racism don't exist no more. Y'all niggas is holding yourselves back. He's like, bro, 18 months ago, we was rocking. We was with it.
I don't know how it's
back 5 years.
But now you got the bag. It's the switch up, but it's not switch for the same reason. The black man knew I can monetize off racism, just like the white man knew I can monetize off racism, right? At a certain point. But what changes the narrative is two completely different reasons. The black man changes his narrative because he reached out for a white hand, or a white hand reached out to him, and he's getting the bag, and now white people ain't so bad no more because I'm getting paid by him.
But isn't it fair?
So I can't be racist because I'm getting money with him, right?
If that's your exposure, though. So if your exposure to that point is not there and it's based in ignorance, but then your first exposure is because now it's benefiting you, so you're going out your way now and have this exposure to a different race.
Let's do some red pill, blue pill shit, right? It's niggas who've had the experience, same way you've had it, same way some of us had it. We grew up with a complete different culture, and go still do the race baiting and still be racist, and they'll even hit even harder because I actually grew up around you and I know you a little better. So things I'm gonna say sound like I sat right with y'all niggas, sound like I was infiltrating, it hitting harder. Because some of these things I'm not even supposed to say, I'm not even supposed to have the proximity to say this. You see what I'm saying? So that's the red pill, where we think some of these people don't know no better. Some of these people could have been raised around, you know what I'm saying? For all we know, a Richard Spencer could have been in the hood for the last 22 years. Age 23, he put on a suit, cut his hair, and came out on the bullshit and hit niggas so hard because he was sitting with him the whole time.
I got to ask y'all a question real quick because I want to get back on this. Is it true that in the hood there's always at least one racist white person? So I lived in a neighborhood, it was probably like 90% black people in Indianapolis. And our neighbor was white though, so it looked a little crazy because like we were just living right next to each other. But they had Confederate flag literally right in the window. And knowing they had problems, they did get problems. But you're asking for them when you're in the middle of a neighborhood, that's just completely insensitive to lives.
But at the same time, it's insensitive, but that's the problem I would have personally with my own people.
Okay, let's hear it.
It's Confederate flag here.
Yeah.
Why haven't none of you niggas tore it down yet?
Yeah.
Why y'all letting it fly?
Mm.
Why y'all letting it fly?
I mean, so you're talking about the state?
No, I'm talking about the black people in that community who see that flag every day. Why ain't nobody burn it, tear it down yet?
Well, I mean, like I said, that's kind of the issue that we have. So first, like, take that shit down.
No. The issue should have been the flag ain't up no more. Because we took it down,
Well,
and if it goes up, you got a problem. Was the flag eventually taken down?
Well, yeah, I don't think he put it back up. It got taken down. That was the problem.
But that's what I'm saying. Like it should, it should be hell should be raised until that flag is down. Because you shouldn't be in a black neighborhood and as a white minority with a Confederate flag anywhere.
And by the way, what's your opinion on that? Because I got you. Yeah, well, yeah, basically.
What's my opinion on the Confederate flag?
Huh?
What's my opinion on the Confederate flag?
I'm just curious.
Personally, it doesn't move me at all. Like my personal reasons, I like the design of it. I like the blue X with the white stars and the red background.
Yeah.
Cool design. No.
It's fashion.
It is fashion.
No. It's my objective opinion with no feeling to it. The design, I mean, it's symbolism of designs. Like people say the Nazi symbolism shit from like ancient. Yeah. You know what I'm trying to say? So a lot of the shit be bastardized and turned and turned to the opposite meaning of what things actually are. Like people say black cats are bad luck, but in real life, black cats are good luck.
See, what we really
But
should
the
be
fact,
doing is taking the meaning away from it and letting it hold so much weight.
no, but see, you can't do that. You know why?
Without ignoring the exact.
Right, but this is my right. So, like I said, my objective view of Confederate flag, cool design, right?
Yeah.
Now, my real view of Confederate flag, first of all, when I see it, it doesn't make me feel any type of way because I grew up in the South. Like it's not the boogeyman.
So you're desensitized.
I'm desensitized to it. Like it doesn't move me. Like I live in the southeast of America. Racist white people have said
be standing next to you.
Right, like racist white people have said nigger, all that shit to me, all that, and you know what I'm saying? I've lived here.
So the flag is not good.
The flag, I've lived it. I'm not scared. Like I've been in whatever niggas be scared of, bro. Like I've lived it growing up.
It's really the South.
Well,
it's in the South, but it's like but it's like this. With my experience, like I said, I had white best friends. I still know white people. You know what I'm saying? Done business with white people. Like we sitting here chilling. Right. It don't matter. Everybody's their own person. But at the end of the day, I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm ignorant to the bullshit or like I haven't fought white people for racism or I haven't fought white people not because it was racism, it's just proximity. We just got an issue and it's not even race. But it's like if you don't have those day-to-day experiences with outside of your race, you don't know outside the ignorance that you were taught. So you don't know how to deal with people as their own individual person. You don't know how to come in a place where it's like, I may have experiences with these people, but I'm not gonna come in this room with that same experience on my shoulders. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? No, so when it comes to Confederate flag to land my plane, it's cool. But when I know not it's cool, but it's like this. It's cool for people to try to romanticize it and for people to try to say what it actually means. But at the end of the day, what the war was about, and we talk about people died in this at this time for fighting. Okay, you're gonna compare those deaths in that time gap for the 400 years of slavery before that. Like niggas don't want to hear about your uncles and your third cousins who died in the Civil War when whole generations got wiped out and renamed. Like that's like saying my arm got fucking ripped off and you saying damn my fingernail broke. Get the fuck out of here. You can't even be in the emergency room. Yeah. That's an insult to me. Try to tell me why your uncle fought in the war against his own country.
So real quick, I got kind of like a take on this as separate from even racism in my opinion.
Right.
Yeah, like the Confederate flag, and I want to hear y'all's opinion about it. Like if you really think about it, that is a fucking terrorist flag.
Facts.
Those are people that took arms up against their own country and wanted to separate from them. So that's basically it's ISIS. You know what I'm saying? It's just we don't look at it that way. One, because maybe it was some of us, and then also because it's not now. They're running around with muskets instead of blowing themselves up. You know what I'm saying?
No, it's. Go ahead.
I think I heard something. I think where that flag originates, though, like where it originates from. Where it originates from is like it's a battalion that fought in the rebellion against the British, and then they migrated into
It makes sense because it seems like kind of like a remix of the British flag.
Yeah, and the thing about it too with Confederacy, right? One of the biggest issues was if you don't know the economics in America back then, the South was booming. The South was where the money was. like New Orleans was.
At least the black market.
Well, before the Industrial Revolution, when we got into things like.
But we're like that's not 200. Yeah, that's like 150 years in the future.
No, you're right.
Right. But
this is agriculture.
Yeah, we're talking about free labor.
Yeah.
Cotton Empire, all the shit that was going on, all the agriculture, all the shit that was being grown. The South was where the money was.
People are investing into it.
Because it's free labor. Yeah, I gotta buy slaves to pay for them. They're insured by Aetna and a lot of people on Wall Street. But it's a system.
Insane.
It's a system within a system. We're too far deep in the conversation at this point.
Slave masters got reparations. We talked about
of course they did. But exactly. Yeah. So we want to talk about the Civil War, and then on top of that, people like, oh, when I brought up the economic base, is because people think the Civil War was fought because they wanted to end slavery. The Civil War was fought because the North wanted that money from the South, and the South was monopolizing the industry and the money and had all the trade internationally. And the North was like, bro, I need some of that. Like, yeah, we're making money with the finances up here with Wall Street in New York. You know what I'm saying? We're helping you guys organize the money, but as far as getting that hand over fist, direct to consumer, like y'all running the trap, give us some of that. It's like South like fuck y'all. Yeah. And we're the North. We are the United States at the end of the day, so we'll come kill y'all. And the South like, well, fuck y'all. We got more money than y'all. We can just form a whole army and go to war.
I think they have better generals.
Yeah, but you see what I'm saying? Like, yo, if there was a whole army to go to war with America back then, it had to be a certain segment of people who had enough paper and that was not down with whatever agenda America was. Like, you got to understand that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? The psychology and the reality is not even the South didn't have enough, bro. America, who still has money and financing by Great Britain, international, whatever. It's America. This United States of America. We did it, right? Even though we beat Great Britain, we're still a recognized country.
Oh yeah.
You are too. You're just rebelling, and now you're a confederacy, and now you're going to war with us. You can't get any international shit off. You can't. What are you developing? You have the money to do shit, but at the end of the day, you lost for a reason. Y'all just a bunch of rich niggas who can go to war, but y'all are not the country. Y'all not a country. Y'all may have generals. Y'all may have your own president, whatever, bro. We. Can
you imagine Ford having a fat ass border? It's like, yeah, bitch.
That's like you trying to fight two corporations. You got to upstart with Capital Ventures versus the fucking traditional brick and mortar that's been around for like 150-year head start. Not even 150. Let's just say you got a 60, 70-year head start.
Have you ever heard that people talk about California seceding from America?
Yeah, being like its own republic.
Yeah, because their economy is like as big as, I want to say it's like a top 10 economy in the world or some crazy shit.
Yeah, I actually saw like one of them shorts. It's like, you won't believe these facts, and it's like the GB. What is it called?
Real quick, B. Jackson just said the North was more industrialized. Like
yes, sir.
The infrastructure, all that shit. You know what I'm saying?
He's talking heavy right now in the chat.
But go ahead, because y'all segue into the next thing.
Yeah. Well, honestly, what we can really get into that was just a freestyle topic. We were just bullshit. But one thing I did want to talk about is the Trump indictment. We were talking about California seceding. So something kind of interesting to segue from that. DeSantis, openly saying that he won't extradite Trump, which, by the way, is just a pander, to the fucking Republicans, because if you're still in America, they're going to send federal agents, you know what I'm saying, into their jurisdiction, and they're going to go pick that motherfucker up in Mar-a-Lago, and they're going to bring him wherever they're going to bring him, if that's what it comes to. But how do you feel about that, and what do you think that is? You know what I mean?
I feel like DeSantis is like, him and Trump, I feel like him and Trump is like, will be like me and Starr.
Okay.
But
who?
Nigga, Trump is Starr, and I'm DeSantis, nigga.
Well, but DeSantis, I guess that's right, because DeSantis is about to be up.
Yeah, like I'm the little nigga, you the big nigga.
I see.
Yeah, I'm following your blueprint. I'm wilding out on motherfuckers. I'm flagrant. I'm doing these wild statements. Yeah. I'm just a little Trump. If it was no Trump, it would be no DeSantis. DeSantis is just took the whole blueprint and ran with it.
Yeah, he crawled so he can walk.
Exactly. And Trump, and it's like, if you like Trump, you fucking with DeSantis. If that wasn't true, DeSantis wouldn't have as much clout as he has. And DeSantis, if you want to talk about top Republicans going up for the next presidential election, the most prominent name is Ron DeSantis.
Oh, definitely. Well, Trump. So it's like,
but he's Ron DeSantis. It's because Ron DeSantis been chilling with Trump. I'm in Florida. Yeah. Trump come to Mar-a-Lago. I'm the governor of the state. I'll let you run. You know what I'm saying?
Well, they're kind of openly. Well, hold up, because they're kind of open.
And I just told the government, bro, I ain't even let you.
That
Come
is,
get 'em.
that is a game changer. So I mean, shit has changed. But leading up to this, they were going back and forth and basically shading each other. Trump every day. Oh shit. Trump every day was on the Truth Media and shit, shading DeSantis.
But see, but that's the thing about it. It's like
it's theater.
It's theater. Like when me and start trolling each other. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's theater. Yeah, exactly, dog.
It was sick because these motherfuckers, it's kayfabe. You know, it's wrestling shit because we're not in on it. When it's you and Star, it's really like the audience is in on it.
Right.
This is fun. We're bullshitting, but it feels like just homies going back and forth. With DeSantis and Trump, it's literally just bullshit. You don't have a choice. We're gonna do the same thing.
But the thing about it, they have to do that because DeSantis and Trump know that I can't be too attached to you because they're gonna try to take me down. So I gotta act like we beefing, and in the backhand channel we shaking hands.
You gonna pardon me?
But I gotta act like we beefing, so I can get in. So I can get in and let you eat and let you
insurance.
That's what I'm saying.
It's really insurance on the back.
Listen, that's like exactly like listen. They gotta think we beefing on the court so we can get on the same team.
Yeah. Well, and let's be real. If DeSantis theoretically, let's say DeSantis loses to Trump. Bro, it's all good. You're next. I can't run again.
Yo, what if it's like at your job, right? It's like at your job.
Yeah.
When you came in, I was top fry cook, right?
Mm-hmm.
You just came in, you working the cashier. Couple months go by, I'm the manager, head manager. I'm one of the head managers, right? Run that bitch. You eating, you doing your thing, right? I'm about to get demoted, but you next up.
Okay.
But they know we cool. But they know if they see us eating lunch together, laughing around, you know what I'm saying? Work. Oh yeah, we can't promote him because he cool with dog over here. Dog over here, he wilding.
No, I feel
you cool. You too cool with the nigga who wilding. So we can't. We don't know who want to promote you because you
want to inform
who your homie is.
Yeah.
But if you like, man, I don't even fuck with him. Oh man, we ain't even cool. Oh, we ain't even like we nothing alike.
Well, from a corporate standpoint, that they see that as the hands.
Right.
They're not talking to the head.
That's what I'm saying.
The hands doing whatever the hands do.
Right.
So
they're
not reporting.
Right. So the Republicans, who fuck, because DeSantis is still in the Republican Party. Trump is kind of exiled. He has his own party type shit.
Yeah.
But DeSantis is still in there.
He's like a populist.
So in order to keep the Republican niggas with him, like, oh yeah, fuck Trump. Yeah. When they go to dinners and all that shit, yeah, he's wilding, he's stupid, whatever. Trump's talking about him. But in the back channels, yeah, we cool. We chilling. We talking crazy, right? Yeah. And then when they indict him, what the first thing DeSantis said? Hey, come take him in. Hey, don't call me. We ain't sending no aid, no help. We ain't gonna no locations. Y'all want him? Come and get him.
You don't see those.
We ain't helping nothing. I ain't snitching.
You don't see
he just said like
such a pander, such a political like.
It's
it was a political chess move for him,
Yeah.
By DeSantis.
Yeah, he's definitely trying to get.
Well, because he's not actually gonna be able to do anything.
But exactly.
It's catering to his base. It's pandering to his base. You know what I mean? It's like, yo, at the end of the day, you really are not gonna. You go inconvenience them a little bit, but they're not even tripping on that. The feds are coming down there. They're gonna grab them. They're not coming down there. They're here. They're in Florida already, waiting for the fucking green light. You feel what I'm saying?
He said that.
Yeah.
Because DeSantis wants to maintain his Florida Republican base.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of like Trumpers down here too.
Oh yeah.
So you gotta understand. So DeSantis knows, okay, I'm gonna say this, and like his base still gonna stick with me. And he said that kind of validated when I seen that statement was true. It validated my thoughts the whole time what I just broke down to you. Mm-hmm. That in public they're gonna beef because I gotta stay with my Republicans, and they can't know that I'm too close to you because they won't put me in.
Mm. Yeah,
they ain't gonna make you manager because they know me and you best friends. So you gotta act like we don't fuck with each other. So once you make manager, you can make sure they don't take me out and fire me. Yeah. They trying to fire me, but you next up.
Yeah.
So you gonna have the decision to hire and fire.
No, for sure.
But if they know we cool, they gonna know you gonna keep me around because we cool, not because
they'll tell you gotta go to another store.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And that same thing with Trump and DeSantis. We gotta beef because if I'm next up to be in power, we don't know. Me and you can win it. But we gotta act like adversaries, so either we can both get in, or I can get in, you can get in. But if they know we cool, they're gonna get two birds with one stone.
Yeah,
we can't both be right. We can't be moving to work. We can't both be in the same car at the same time. Yeah. Somebody gotta be moving. Somebody gotta be sitting. So they gotta get one of us. They get both. We out. The whole Trumper, DeSantis, talk point, thinking point, the rogue Republican mindset is with those two. Yeah. And if they take those two out, then the Republican and Democratic Party is pretty much purple.
Well, and plus it fucking
to most Republicans.
Yeah. And also though, that makes a statement. So you can't go trying to shift shit. And I mean, I don't agree with a lot of shit that Trump did, to be real. But at the end of the day, like, he did come in and try to shift shit a little bit. So they're not fucking with that. They want it to be the same old. What else? Oh yeah, with Trump, I wanted to ask. I don't know if any of y'all voted for him or anything. Well, I do know some of y'all. I really want to ask you. And if y'all wanted to vote that, let me know. But
yeah, no, I didn't vote.
You didn't vote? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm wondering, with the indictment.
Our last vote was Obama 2008.
Yeah, same here. Mine was 2012. Yeah.
Okay. Now, yeah, with Trump,
yeah, same here. Yeah. We were still in high school in 2008. We was like, well, when 12 come around, yeah, I'm joining in on this party. Y'all was turned. Yeah.
Y'all weren't part of the revolution. You kept it around.
I remember that. I was in 8th grade.
Yeah.
No, I feel like that. Yeah. But with Trump, with him being indicted, do you think, because what he's being indicted for, the Stormy Daniels shit or whatever,
that's a silly business.
Yeah, I wanted to ask, like, just how do you take that, really?
Pretty silly business.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, there's so much other shit that, other people could be indicted on.
First president ever.
Like, we got Pelosi stealing money.
It's the first one to do anything illegal, man.
Nah, but see,
there's so much other
That's for the comedy. I'm playing.
Like a porn star being paid off.
The political theater.
Yeah.
That just seems like
that's really the name
of
a
waste
of
resources.
Yeah.
And for something like this, what did Donald Trump Jr. say that the statute of limitations is out?
That's
Yeah, the FBI.
But my thing is this. But my issue is this. My biggest issue is this, and I don't want to divulge too much because I think we already know.
Yeah.
So I'm going to kind of say it in code when we keep moving.
Okay. Yeah.
We have somebody's laptop videos circling the internet at this point with very ease to see the type of debauchery that this son of elected official has clearly done.
Real close.
Has clearly done.
Thin veil.
Has clearly
FBJ
done.
ain't really scared, to be honest. He'll really let you know who he's talking about without saying it.
I mean, we can type in three words right now on any platform and pretty much see all the things going on.
Yeah.
And
crazy.
Not only is that person is running around and chilling, you know what I'm saying? They even have media outlets and reporters asking the elected official in his face, what's going on with your offspring? Mm-hmm. He just walking away. Well, so all I'm saying is this: if we running down on Stormy Daniels, it's a couple electronic devices.
Yeah, but what
we need to be looking into.
But what it first and foremost, even in that scenario that we're talking about, it would be the person whose laptop it is that we would be holding responsible first. You can't necessarily automatically hold a parent responsible for what
I'm saying is this. What I'm saying is,
even though I understand the connections that could be there.
The laptop is public knowledge at this point. Mm-hmm. Nobody's pressed charges. Nobody's picked up this case. Nobody's investigated. What's the hold up on that?
Well, he's also currently president. Like, there may be a reason nothing happened when Donald Trump was president. Because that's another reason why I want to say, is this a witch hunt? Because it's old as fuck. But then when we get into that conversation, well, maybe it had to be.
They're just trying to They're just trying to disqualify him from running for president in 2024. That's all this is about.
Yeah.
When the Republicans got the House, I think, or the Senate, they started investigating it. But I'm pretty sure, like, he won't get indicted or anything until Joe Biden's out of office, in my opinion. And I think then you'll see he'll get indicted.
Yeah. Well, I think especially depending on who gets elected. If it's a Republican,
that
is
true. It may never happen if it's a Democrat.
But my thing too, I'm gonna say this too, right? People talk about Republicans and Democrats. They're both at this point. My issue with the Republicans is this. I'm pretty conservative lifestyle. Like I'm pretty much a conservative person. And what's funny, most Black people are conservative. Yeah. They really don't even realize that they just go blue.
Yeah.
But
you're saying their ideals and values actually.
Yeah, the majority of Black people are conservative.
Yeah.
They're not liberal. They just think they're liberal. Black people aren't really liberal.
I mean, I'm agreeing with you.
I'm just keeping it a buck. And you talk to a Black person, and you break down a lot of Black values, they sound just like Republicans.
It's my man right here.
But
talk to him, it's fucking like Bill O'Reilly.
But it's like the Republicans seem like they're so stupid they can't even run their own party, and they rather pander to like stupid low IQ people than actually go grab smart, intellectual, well-balanced, non-racist people.
Yeah, don't you? I think that's this is just our political systems. We can go all day about how fucked up it is, but it's such a dangerous thing when, like, basically, political parties will try to target blocks. Like, I mean, you're talking about basically, famously, it is like black people vote as a block, basically.
Yeah, to the Democratic Party.
So, I mean, I feel like when you're targeting your ideals towards people based off their race or based off of their sexuality, you know what I mean? Unless it specifically, affects them, then I can't fuck with that.
It's like, this is what happened, bro. The Democrats, at a certain point, I think they understood like the internet and understood like people. When I say people, like the people in Silicon Valley, right?
Yeah.
This is what I'm saying. Like, people over there in California is a Democratic, right?
Every time.
And you said it can break off their own public, right? So what I'm saying is, like, some of the smartest, brightest people, right,
in California
are blue, Democratic, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So they know how to pander, how to galvanize this community, how to trick the algorithm, do this, do that. The Republican people, the Republican Party, for the most part, that's why you see the base look how it is. Like, we do this off the internet. We do this shit off the internet, right? Their internet's ran by Democrats pretty much.
One thing I think is important to point out here for the Democratic Party is that we're kind of bookmarked by a lot of Democratic states, blue states on the coast. It's coast, and then the middle is a lot of red. Right. And then you got some swing states or whatever. But it's interesting because, I mean, a lot of those states are, now this might just be a fucking coincidence, but they are the most like profitable states. They got New York is blue, and it is, the media capital of the world.
But it has one of the biggest populations.
Democratic cities, Detroit, Seattle, fucking.
Well, you're talking about Democratic cities. I'm talking about states.
States.
Because that's valuable.
States, but Democratic cities is like, okay, Atlanta is a Democratic city, and then it's surrounded by fucking red. Yeah. So it's like a city can. Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Just quit. You know what I mean? Show up to the meetings.
Yeah.
Argue your point.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So, but with them, like you said, a lot of those states, it is true that they are the highest earning states or even cities, right? But it's states in general. New York, they're up north. That's a Democratic ran state. California is Democratic ran state, right?
Yeah.
But what does them being Democratic have to do with them? I guess getting money. Like, the correlation to it would be, okay, business capital of the world, media capital of the world, right? Entertainment capital of the world, tech capitals. Those two areas.
Okay, but then also I think being willing to uplift the ban on cannabis in those states a lot of times, gives them robust,
and the tourism, bro, and the tourism. People gotta remember, California, New York California, New York are like the most international states probably in the world. Yeah. Like they have. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. But if you ever been to LA, you've been in New York, like. It's international or Miami. There's certain cities that aren't America. It's an international city. You see what I'm saying? And those are those are anomalies, and those are those types of cities. And they're always historically probably been mostly like Democratic ran. But by saying that, because Democratic ran and they're more international cities, right? They cater to the international world, immigrants, everybody coming in here. Let's bring everybody in here because we see the benefit of bringing everybody in this motherfucker, right? Versus the people, the native. It's like what happened to America. It's like what happened to the natives when people came over and moved in to the natural born American, to the black man, to the white man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We come. All the immigrants are coming in here. We are you Republican? Are you xenophobic? Oh, you don't want immigrants in? No, I'm saying I'm American. Like where's the American agenda? Where's the agenda for the white man? Where's the agenda for the American born black man? Where's the agenda where's the agenda for the people who don't have an immigrant status? Because everything is catered to people coming outside the country. You're coming outside, the people from Ukraine coming in here and getting thousands of dollars by being immigrants coming to UK. People they're dropping people off in New York on buses and shit and building whole shelters that look better than the homeless shelters you have for the New Yorkers who already live there and the veterans. They have meals, food courts, but you couldn't build these rehabilitation centers for the same people that were walking around the city before.
Are the homeless good for the economy?
No.
Okay, I've missed that whole point.
No, because
I thought you busted them in and they built some shit.
No.
Okay,
They
okay.
shipped immigrants. They shipped when they were letting them come by the busloads. They were in the governor of Texas was sending them straight up north to Democratic states.
Yeah.
Who passed the bills, sending them to DC, putting them in putting on people's front lawns. Immigrants getting off boats, getting off Greyhound buses just on the street. Yeah. Now y'all got to find where to put them. Because he's like, you're not going to keep bringing him in tech.
Hear me out.
Go ahead.
Tense. I'm playing.
Yeah.
I'm playing. But yeah, that is what happens though. Let's keep it real. Yeah, there's a fucking tent city like
that's Los Angeles. But what I'm saying, that's California.
A lot of cities.
Exactly.
Probably every city. Yeah.
And it's growing every day. So there's no homelessness is horrible, and it's to the point where it's an issue, and it's an issue because of the economics in America, and because what we have to realize is the middle class was a 65-year experiment that never happened anywhere else on the face of the earth. Pretty much, it was a 65-year experiment that happened in a select few in a handful of first world countries for about 65 years. And guess what's going on right now? That project, no, it's completed. It's done. You had 65 years. We're back to rich and poor.
Yeah.
We're rich, you're poor, and you're only going to see the worst of it. Yeah. We gave you niggas a shot. If you didn't get money in the 65-year plan,
now we're putting robots in your position.
That's to the point. Yeah, exactly. You're not even going to be able to get money. They're going to be AI chats with our voices doing these podcasts in 3 years. We're not even be able to do podcasts and make money.
I got another theory.
Yeah.
Okay, what if it gets to the point we're doing podcasts for the fucking robots?
I'm not participating in that.
You see fucking deuces over here boxing with God. We are faded. We've been smoking all day, but that's a fucking question I got.
Right. Yeah. But just get back to the economic. Yeah. The economics of things.
Let's go back.
We're talking about the homelessness. We're talking about how they're shipping immigrants and getting all the way back to the American. Yeah. The American man.
Yeah. 100%. Where's the agenda for that?
That's what I'm saying.
Yes, sir.
To the middle class, upper middle class American man in his 20s and his 30s, the future. We're gonna run it. We're gonna be running it soon. But what have you given us to run? Right now, we're talking for real. We've coming up in the era where the 65-year experiment. Right, we come in the era where your great grandfather, your uncle, them niggas was in the wars, the Vietnam War, World War I, II, somebody in the Navy, the Gulf War. Whatever, right? You got that. You got that. Yeah. You got your family members who right. Get off. You just said it. Pension, had a job for that. They got retirement, worked somewhere for a long period of time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And really established finances, or I went to college. Infrastructure, or when you hear grandma, I was working at the diner and paid for college. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
Or how you seen home prices?
Isn't it inflation though? Back then.
No. School. See, what happened with school was when Ronald Reagan got in office, and he seen more. He didn't want college to be accessible to black people, and this isn't to blame black people for everything, but a lot of the origin. Yeah, this what it was. College was very accessible. Yeah. That's when you hear, I was working at a diner and I was able to get a degree and all that other shit. Yeah, because back then you could actually reasonably just go to college if you wanted to, and you can work a part-time job and pay for college. College has shot up tremendously. That's a fact. In the 70s, early 80s, when college was accessible and more black people were going to college, it was no, we have to drive up prices. They changed the whole system than what you see college is today. Yeah. And that's the only reason why college is the way it was today, because before that, college was affordable for hundreds of years.
Well, but okay, so how do you explain the biggest population represented in schools, I believe, is women overall.
Oh yeah, by far. And it's only getting worse.
And and black women are fairly represented there. So, what's the difference between a black man, black woman experience there? And then also, just male experience.
First of all, it's like this. Black women, that's great that they are, in that position, right? But it's not like they're getting paid as if they're in that position, because they're still making under they're making less than a white man annually, making less than a white woman and a black man annually, and they're making less than an Asian man and an Asian woman. You're only making more than a Hispanic woman and I think maybe a Hispanic man, which really only make. But just when you really want to talk about wage gaps within races, the black woman is maybe fifth or sixth.
Can I push back real quick?
Yeah.
So with that, I think a lot of that I mean, we're still waiting to see the progress come to fruition. You know what I mean? I think in the next 5 years, 10 years, a lot of these women who are killing men and black women who are killing men just on the resume of it. You know what I'm saying? Like when you look at it in the credentials, it's like it's gonna be hard to say no. You know what I mean? It's gonna be hard to compete as men. You know, at a certain
But how? Go ahead.
I'm just saying, like 5 more years, this OnlyFans shit, all these women are gonna say they're gonna make way more money than a bunch of us. So
it's over.
Facts, but even with the black woman thing, the reason I brought up the economic statistics of it, and I was like, okay, realistically, they're like in 5th, 6th place. Yeah, they're getting these degrees, and then you're giving them the 6th of the money that the average white man or the white woman would have, or 25% of the money of what the Asian woman or the Asian man would have, and you're telling them, oh, we're gonna see the fruits. How are you gonna give me the fruits? And I got the 6th of what the fuck you got.
You know who should have unlimited?
And that's kind of like always the thing. It's like, oh yeah, we're gonna see how you turn out in 10 years with the fucking rinky dink shit. What if I got the shit? What if you give me your salary and see how I turn out in 10 years?
Yeah.
Like don't tell me. Yeah, don't give me the bullshit tech and tell me, oh yeah, you're doing great because now we got 100 of y'all that are making 6 of the amount that I'm making. Well, if we triple the numbers, and that tells me we should be getting paid like you. You know what I'm saying? It's only right that we should be getting paid like you since we tripled the numbers. But that's not the conversation. It's like, it's great that you guys have achieved this more than you guys should just go ahead and, you know what I'm saying? Like get paid the same because you've kind of proven that you have the propensity to excel in the same things that are credentials for me to get the check that I'm getting.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, 100%. I think that, I mean, it's something that I think we'll see the gap lessen, but I do think, it's fair criticism. That's interesting on your feedback on that. We can get away from political shit. I didn't expect a lot of that shit wasn't even on here. We're just
we just vibing. We keep going.
Well, I really want to have the conversation. Was it good? Okay. I really wanted to get into the conversation of the Florida Go. I think that was something that was really important for me to have when I was kicking it with you because of just how much of a hip hop head you are.
Yeah.
So as far as I'm concerned, we're about to just fucking universally agree.
Yeah, let's go.
But you good on camera again? Yeah. Okay, cool. But yeah. So as far as the Go to Florida, around the time that I was coming up, I'm with Bills 100%. It's Kodak has already definitely given himself an argument to be in that position, and I think he's 24, 25. 25. Yep. So it's like just
baby 98. I like my brother's age.
The amount of content, how it's resonated, and honestly, legitimate classics. And like NBA YoungBoy, he has like the YouTube classics. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like shit, you can only get off YouTube, and he runs it up crazy. So I was just curious from your opinion. We're around the same age, and it's also just both y'all. Who would you consider? I know Billy, you already said, yeah.
What you the best rapper of all time in Florida?
Go
Florida.
Yeah. So I mean, whatever. I'm interested in what the criteria would be for that. For you.
Oh, I already got my answer.
Yeah.
It's fucking Rick Ross. It's Rick Ross.
I think that is.
It's Rick Ross. It's Rick Ross, and it's recency bias. It is like you got to say it's Rick Ross because Rick Ross came in an era where you had to rap, and Kodak can rap too. But Rick Ross came in an era where, like, to me, he's the closest thing that we ever got to Biggie Smalls as far as of aesthetic of like a big fat guy rapping and being cool and being fly. You know what I'm saying? And he was from Florida, and he had his own sound.
Yeah,
he made Florida sound elegant, and that's the only person who made Florida sound the way he made it sound. Shout out to the producers.
I would argue it didn't really sound Florida though. Like
you know why it sounded Florida? Yeah. Because if you was really outside around that time you was there, it sounds like Florida. It still does to this day. Because if you go down to Miami,
you're saying like literally outside, like how it sounds outside. Because this is my thing. I would say Kodak depicts more of what like a real
today because we're living in Kodak's era.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
But if you
was nice,
we're living
nice when Ross was around.
No, but it's like this. Ross is rapping from a 30-plus-year-old boss from Miami standpoint. Kodak is rapping from
hustle type shit.
Yeah, Ross is rapping from like the Nick, you know what I'm saying? The runner, you know what I'm saying? I'm on the block getting it. You know what I'm saying? So it's different.
Or sometimes from a vulnerable perspective and like things he said shit that I can relate to. Not being crazy in the streets, just being exposed to people that's in the streets and like being exposed to that just as a Florida lifestyle.
Listen,
He really depicted that shit.
Yeah,
and I agree with you that it's Rick Ross, but I think that's the conversation. My point is Kodak? Has he already made it a conversation at 25? Do you think no? Or is it just Rick Ross?
I say Ross. I say Kodak is number 2.
Okay, all right, yeah.
Kodak is number 2, and it's clear.
Past Trick Daddy.
Yeah.
Past Plies.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. Because he's past them. Because I feel like, first of all, he was past Plies a long time ago.
Yeah, I'm about to say
he passed Trick Daddy because he kind of low key, kind of reminds you of he gives you a Trick Daddy vibe, kind of like like a running back who kind of cuts like a LaShawn McCoy or something, who just has like a nice juke.
Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah, like type, you know what I'm saying? Just certain aesthetics.
Exactly.
Kodak, right? Yeah. Kodak has like a modern day Trick Daddy Florida aesthetic. And they're not even from the same, one's Miami, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But they're not from the same, they are from the same area, but they give you kind of
Trick Daddy is Florida legend. Yeah.
Kodak, it's Broward, it's not Miami.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Broward ain't Miami. That's so they're not from the same spot. But
have y'all ever heard the legend? I feel like this is like a Florida legend that Trick Daddy's from Sarasota.
I mean, yeah, I heard it, but like,
oh my bad.
Yeah. So somebody told me. I was like,
all right,
whatever. But
Florida shit.
Trick Daddy, but Trick Daddy, I'll probably say Trick Daddy probably number like 4.
Trick Daddy,
definitely top 5.
Yeah, but he's number 4. You got to put Uncle Luke probably number 3. You got to put Luke. You got to put Luke at 3 because if it wasn't for Luke, the whole like hip hop wouldn't even be. He went and fought that in the court of law. Like, come on now. Like he won in the court of law, bro. Like y'all out of day. Who? They cool. What about him?
Where you going?
In what?
Florida.
Dead Prez?
Yeah.
Put him like behind like JT Money.
God damn. Okay. Yeah. It was whatever. However you want to take that.
You asked a Florida nigga, JT Money, bro. That's what we was on, bro.
No. Oh man, what was it for us?
J Prez, no, and Dead Prez was cool. But Ice, yeah. That's saying Iceberg, bro. Like, come on, bro. Like,
anybody Frank Winnie?
Yeah, bro. Like, come on.
No, I love that shit.
Like, we're 69 boys.
Bro, we're too.
Hold on, real shit.
Right now.
69 boys, man. Y'all, we talking about Tootsie Roll, bro. Like, come on, bro. Y'all was there.
Yeah, no.
Y'all joke if y'all want, bro.
No, 100%.
Yeah, man.
How do you feel about Rob Banks?
He's cool. He's
not in the conversation for you?
No, he's not in the conversation. Who's that one guy? Denzel Curry. No, he's not in the conversation. No.
For real? Thank you for bringing him up. He deserved to be in this conversation, even if he got dismissed.
Right? No. None of these niggas do, bro. Like
not the GOAT, but I'm saying like as far as like when we're just really talking about Florida artists.
No. Even niggas like Nardo Wick. No. None of these niggas, bro.
Yeah,
niggas like, what about Boston Richie? No. What about Lil Tyler? No. None of these, bro.
The Boston Richie shit I don't agree with. It's
bro,
like,
how many?
I'm not gonna listen to his shit, but hold up, real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Literally act like his shit was garbage now.
I say it's garbage.
Who, Boston Richie? Bro. No, those trash Future covers he's been doing is garbage.
Okay. Yeah.
On top of that, bro, dude,
right.
Yo, sell a platinum album and come back to me, bro. Like y'all niggas is having viral moments and having cool songs.
Yeah.
Like what do you have a body of work that niggas is saying, oh, this was a classic?
So if he goes platinum, then you'll
No.
Because I mean he told. So does that have any
bro, it's old from bro. This bro, listen. Boston Richie, aka Witness number 3, is like Dogecoin. It's about to be a slow bleed out. It's about to be a slow bleed out. Okay, you're not even gonna hear from for a month now.
Also, shout out anybody holding on to Dogecoin. God damn, that was some bullshit. Whenever I got the chance to say fuck them, I say fuck them. Yeah, but go ahead. Yes, sir.
No, you was about to say something.
No, not really. I was about to slide into that topic.
Slide in.
Okay, yeah. I want to talk about Lamar Jackson. I didn't realize how Florida this whole shit was about to be, but yeah, Lamar
that's what's up.
Yeah, he's on the outskirts a little bit, and with the Baltimore Ravens. I want to know, Deuce, man, because you're in a predicament. Your team, I feel like, should be one of the number one people jumping in, offering whatever. And if it ends up being the 2 first-round picks, I'm gonna be straight up. That's a bargain.
Who's your team?
The Washington Commanders.
I'm sorry to hear that. You from DC?
No, I just want to. Some childish shit.
No, I want to know.
Okay.
What made you? What made you?
No, so when I was growing up, I didn't really have a team, and basically, like my football coach at the time was a Commanders fan. So,
well, hold on. When you chose the team, was their name a slur?
Yes, it was.
Okay, well, that's fine. It's not.
What? Okay, what year was this?
I mean, this was like probably 3 or 4.
Damn, man, they wouldn't even have the good. They didn't even have nobody raw over there yet.
Well, I mean, they had like Clinton Portis at one time, and they had like Lamar Jackson.
Yeah. Like 05, like 04 or 5 season, they started getting like Clinton Porter, Sean Taylor,
guys didn't do shit,
Santana Moss. No, they did. No, I stopped playing with the Redskins that era.
What did they do?
Y'all don't disrespect Redskins that era.
We need
Listen.
to pull it up.
No. I'm gonna tell you right now. You talking to real right now. Okay, so their coach came back. Joe Gibbs came back. Cause remember he left after winning 3 in the 90s, right? So he came back. They were bullshit. They had Steve Spurrier. They were bullshit when he left. Came back, right? So he came back. First year, they were, you know what I'm saying? Second year, they had with Clinton Portis, right? They went like 5-11. Third year, they went to the playoffs in 06, and they beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the wild card and lost in the divisional round in Seattle, because Seattle went Super Bowl that year.
Yeah.
07, I want to say they went to the playoffs. I just can't remember who they played, but 07 they were good too. Sean Taylor whacking motherfuckers. Santana Moss making the Pro Bowl, cooking. What's his name? Mark Brunell was cooking.
They didn't do shit in the playoffs.
They did. They went.
I don't remember them ever like upset the team.
They didn't listen. They didn't go. They didn't go to the AF. They didn't go to the.
Excuse me, my bad. Edit that. I'm playing. I forgot. I know I did.
No, Redskins. I really do. Yeah, they did go. They went to the playoffs at least twice. They went.
Love that.
The Commanders. Now for real, no. The Commanders went to the playoffs twice with Joe Gibbs and Sean Taylor and Clint Portis and boys and Santana Moss. Right. So and they just didn't make the NFC Championship game, but they definitely made the playoffs at least 2-3 times in that little era.
That's my thing. Not even once. And I'm just saying at some point within 30 years, you could just say that right now you're a trash franchise. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but you know what's going on.
And what's your team? Who's your team?
But why is it even important? I thought we were.
No. Who's his team now? Because he's talking crazy.
His franchise just got out of the dumpster, and now he wants to shit on my
Who's your team?
Miami Dolphins, man. It's not even a question. Since they wanted to play.
Man, you really no.
I've been there since.
You know what? You can't say nothing.
You got logos.
You can't be. Listen, can I be honest? You can't be a Dolphins fan talking crazy to anybody right now.
Listen. I'm dedicated. I can say anything.
I can't believe we got a Dolphin fan talking crazy right now.
No, listen, hold on. Let's talk about.
You weren't even alive when they got a Super Bowl. Was your parents alive when they won one? You weren't even around for the undefeated season. That's what I'm saying. Like you never seen winning in your life.
My dad.
You can't even tell me about an era where you went to the playoffs 2 out of 3 years. When did you last time go to playoffs outside of that?
Can I not know football and criticize it? And also, would I say that my franchise hasn't come a far way?
How far have you came?
Bro, the playoffs
You lost. You lost
last year.
What does that mean?
And because we just got in a position to where we're legitimately
losing in the playoffs when you get there.
Bro, you were just applauding the fucking bleeps. You know what I'm saying? The Washington bleeps.
No, because you know why? Because both times they made the playoffs with Joe Gibbs, they won in the wild card and lost in divisional round. And he drafted and developed Sean Taylor.
Remember what happened to our quarterback?
Traded for Clinton.
Remember what happened to our quarterback? He had a fucking brain injury, brother.
And guess what? And you passed up on Herbert to get him. So that's your trash franchise's fault. Just like you passed up. No, he wasn't. And guess what? No, let me say this too. He wasn't dealing anything. Yeah, he was out of here. And on top of that,
wants to wake up. Fuck you. Go back to sleep.
No. On top of that, because on top of that,
I'm confused. How we got this is how the black man works.
Yeah, because he get up because you talk.
Yeah, and he tried to move it off to the white
nonsense.
Y'all are talking crazy.
Because I'll let you cook. Right.
What's his team?
No. Because he chilling.
Okay, all right.
Because he chilling. He must know.
I'll stand on it.
Because when my team is chilling, so he could probably talk more than anybody. No.
Okay, yeah, so just be quiet because you think it's all look crazy.
Yeah, as a Bucks fan, he can talk crazy to everybody in here. So we gonna let him chill. That's why he's chilling right now. But all I'm gonna say this with the Dolphins, I understand the Redskins slander, but I don't understand it from a Dolphin fan right now.
Objective. I'm just talking about his team. Has that to do with
my own
personal opinion?
You don't want to bring your team in this.
I just wanted to know why you were a Redskin fan.
Could you not critique the Miami Dolphins as like your team's shitty, right? So could you not critique my team? I believe
quarterback away from a
and then
Super Bowl.
also as a Jacks fan,
I don't want to say all that, but go ahead.
Okay, well,
they're not a quarterback away from Super Bowl, but you got a lot of talent on there.
Right?
It's a lot of talent, but go ahead.
On that.
I mean, I think
low key.
Lamar
The reason why you brought up Lamar Jackson over there is because they low key mirror the Dolphins. It's a lot of great players that if you put a quarterback on that team, then they can actually do something. You're talking about Gibson, Robinson, McLaurin, what's his name? Samuel. They got the other receiver, the Dotson, number 1. You know what I'm saying? He was leading NFL of rookies and touchdowns at a certain point of the year. The defensive line is straight. I already know what's his name wasn't playing good. Chase Young. He wasn't playing really. He didn't play at all last year for real. But even if he would have played, he would have did all right. They got robbed against the game against the Giants, number 1. Rivera's a good coach.
Trash, by the way.
They got a very trash ownership group that's about to be bought out and sold. And despite that, they have a good talent and a competent coaching staff, and they just got Eric Bieniemy. Yeah. They have pieces in place. That's why we're bringing up the Commanders. Yeah. But just like the Dolphins, why Tom Brady was talking about going over there, or they're putting up all the weapons because they got everything in place. But a quarterback, you got Tuna turn the ball over, or he's gonna get a concussion or break it. He's soft. He's not gonna do anything. He was throwing at Alabama receivers all the time, bro. He's done. He's cooked. It's over.
I'm not gonna say that because, like, honestly,
that's what I said.
We just saw last year he was balling, and it was 1 year. It was 1 year in the system. 1 year in the system,
this is the one
and he was balling. And it was the 1 year in the fucking system. So give him a year. You know what I mean? To fine tune that. The only thing is health. I'll give you that. If he can't stay healthy,
I don't want to go there. I don't want to go there. But you know what night? And when I say what night, it's gonna hit him. It probably hit him already.
Yeah.
You know what night your season was over?
With the Bengals, maybe.
No. You was drinking the juice. I'm gonna tell you what night your season was over.
Yeah. Which one?
Sunday Night Football in Los Angeles against the Chargers.
Okay. All right. So why do you say that?
When Tua was like 3 or 17 and and they figured it out.
Yeah.
After he was hot.
That's what I said.
It was over. Outside that Tyreek Hill fumble, Madden glitch touchdown, offense was dead. And then number two, and you know what you realize? By 9 minutes into that third quarter, we got to fly right back to San Francisco next week.
I'm gonna have to say fuck no on everything you said. Really,
did that not just after them back-to-back games, because Tua was hot. Tua was like the first 7 weeks. Yeah, after he had
balling.
But it started that Sunday Night Football game against Jordan. He was like 3-19, 3-17, and it was like he was hitting on shit.
Was that the second game?
Can I say? Are y'all trying to box me out right now?
No. I just talk football, so it was like this is a great conversation.
Yeah. No, I mean I wouldn't agree with you. I think it was the Packers game. And that was the last game where he ended up getting knocked out officially, I believe.
When you was like he ain't playing no more.
When he wasn't playing anymore, yeah, I was.
Hey, salute to Rondo. He's talking about Michael White.
It's a great move.
Yeah,
it's a great move. Yeah, because we ended up having to play just as Skylar Thompson, and that once he was playing and he couldn't do shit, and it looked like frisbee when he threw the ball. Bro, yeah, I knew it was ugly and I knew it was bad. So, but yeah, when we had Tua in, I was confident. And if we were down, if it was like a 10-point game, I was still confident that we can make a comeback. I'm confident with him as the quarterback when he's healthy. That Packers game, he ended up getting hurt. I think he played through it. I might be a little off on that. Y'all let me know in the chat or in the comments. But yeah, so
that was a concussion game, he said.
After the fact, yeah. And then at the end of the game, he was throwing wild interceptions. And as a person watching the game, where he played great in the first half, I think he might have played pretty good in the third quarter. I don't know. But then but he played really well. And a lot of times too, even if he didn't have crazy numbers, he did exactly what we needed to win. Like he was a great game manager when he needed to be. If he needed to have a few big plays, he could produce them. And also, let's be real, Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle could produce them, and we had running backs that would.
There's a good system around him.
100%. That's why I feel confident in him flourishing in that after another season. Also, the defense was pretty fucking horrid at the beginning of the season. We got that. We got Boyer from the fuck out of the seat, and then which honestly, the defensive line was the best part of our team after Tua went out. The offense. Another
year at Phillips. Another year with Chubb.
Yeah.
And now you got Jalen across from Xavier Howard. You still got Holland at safety.
Low key might be the best player on the defense. I'll be honest.
But see, I break people down and build them up. You see how trash the team it is still, like, you know what I'm saying, getting crossed at the end of the conversation. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all. You know what I'm saying?
They do say.
I know as Florida boy, you want to see Miami problem.
Y'all wrong with you. This like when the Bucks were going to, I'm like, I'm with it. I'm rolling with it. Any Florida team that rolling, bro, I'm rolling. The only time I'm not rolling with, the only Florida team I'm not rolling with, and I'm always gonna just piss on and hope they burn in hell in every competitive matchup is the Florida Gators. Everybody else I'm gonna root for.
Oh yeah, fuck the Gators, bro.
Yeah, facts.
Fuck the Gators, bro. When they beat Ohio State fucking championships, like football,
yeah.
Man, that hurt me.
All right, so obviously I gotta say I'm a Gators fan because I disagree with it.
All right, yeah.
I don't know argue about it, but it's
Jalen Phillips is a top 10 pass rusher. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, he's gonna be special next year. I agree with what you said. The development and Chubb, he's just got to actually get to the plate, but he was disruptive. It just he didn't.
Oh, but before we get to Lamar Jackson, because everybody's getting on their team, all I'm gonna say is I'm speaking as a Jaguar fan.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna leave it at anybody got, you know what I'm saying? I want to make it fair. We're gonna pass the blame. Anybody got any slander?
How do you feel about Trevor Lawrence?
Oh, he's just go. It's white Jesus right there, man.
You like him?
Yeah, and I believe in him. Hey, listen, that is a white man to believe in. That is the white man to believe in.
Because if you're gonna shit on Tua, and then Trevor Lawrence is just him. That's why.
Trevor Lawrence is him. He was the best. Trevor Lawrence was a number one high school quarterback coming out of high school.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them every year that you never hear about in college. He came in as a freshman, beat Alabama, won a national championship game, played in another one and lost against Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson.
Sounds like Ryan Leaf right now.
Anyways, right? Lost, you know what I'm saying? Number one draft pick, right?
Yeah.
Had her admired bullshit. You rookie was living like a rookie year. Bullshit, right? Nobody, they didn't even help you. They didn't even run plays you ran in college, which every coach does that for the rookie quarterback to get him acclimated. They refuse to do that for him, right?
Blazing over the fact that he struggled. Let's
rookie year, clear, whatever. You struggled, right?
Struggled this year.
But guess what? Guess what? He got hot and he came in clutch. And when it fucking mattered, he showed you what a quarterback looks like.
Okay.
He showed you when it was okay. You got Dak Prescott. Oh, this is the Cowboys. I'm going to show you what a quarterback's supposed to do.
You want to get him having 4 interceptions.
And then coming back and throwing 4 touchdowns and come back from 27 points. A lot of quarterbacks not going to do that.
He didn't
won.
Put him in a hole. He put them in the hole. Because honestly, the Chargers, right? They didn't do shit when they had to get the field on their own. You know what I'm saying?
Salute to the defense.
Salute to the defense.
So, but Trevor Lawrence. The thing about Trevor Lawrence is this: when you watched him earlier in the season, every game, the reason why our record was 3-7 was because every game where the game was in his hands, where it's like you have to be the quarterback to win the game. Go quarterback us to a win. He turned over the ball for like 5 straight games. We lost the game because he threw a pick or fumbled the ball to a point where like. All the accolades you just named was like, is he like melting down? Is you know what I'm saying? Like you can see a quarterback lose it overnight, right? Yeah. And coming from a Jaguars, where we've seen a long line of high draft pick quarterbacks lose it, Blaine Gabbert, Blake Bortles, whatever. And then I'm telling you, the Denver game, he threw a pick. Justin Simmons picked off in the red zone. We lost against Russell Wilson in London. It was horrible. I'm telling you. We came back from 17 against the Raiders. You know what I'm saying? We went and beat Tennessee. We haven't beat Tennessee like 10 years. He looked great. We beat the Ravens down by 9. Came back and beat the Ravens.
You feel like this is all objective, all of it.
Yeah, like he
doesn't mean you're giving him a lot of credit.
No. Because I gave him blame when I said when it was time for you to be quarterback early in the season, you threw picks or fumbled the ball directly in. If you score the ball, we win the game.
But you're giving him a lot of credit for the success
because he's incorporating our tight end Evan Ingram now, where he wasn't incorporating him in the first half of the season. Now he's looking like an all-pro tight end. Where now, when we signed Christian Kirk, everybody said, "Oh, this is the worst deal in NFL history." That's what everybody said last offseason. Now niggas was scared of Christian Kirk by the end of the season. That was a real legitimate weapon. Niggas was trashing. He's a 1,000-yard receiver cooking 80 something. He had 84 catches over 1,000 yards. People
speak on that. Like, because you say it's trash.
I said, yeah, no, I thought he was gonna be a fucking bum.
Yeah, people trash. Yeah, everybody talking about. Who's Zay? Yeah,
receiver, right?
Yeah, 84 catches. Everybody talking about who's Zay Jones. Who's Zay Jones? If you don't know fantasy football, you don't know who Zay Jones is. If you were paying attention to football, you knew who big play Zay was. Exactly. Like I said, Ingram's a bust. He looked like a top 3 tight end.
Okay.
What's last one? ETN, right?
Yeah.
Oh, who is he? He's phone. They shouldn't draft him. Oh, they should. What's the name? Najee Harris. Look what he did. This guy was injured. He broke his foot. Came in, was one of the most explosive running backs in the league. Once he took off, they got Robinson out of there. One of the most explosive running backs in the NFL. Yeah. So you put all that with, like we just gave Tua credit for having the talent with Waddle and Tyreek. Yeah, but you were getting I'm saying but just like how I'm giving, I'll give credit to the weapons, but I'll also give credit to the quarterback who's confident enough and who makes plays and who knows how to incorporate the weapons. Yeah. So all I'm saying,
I don't know the coaching really did a lot.
Exactly. That's and for Lawrence, you got a former quarterback, Doug Peterson, as a coach, and he coaches him.
To his case, I think McDaniels definitely has made him drive.
In the system.
I think it's more system. I'm sorry. I don't go. Let's see what you want to say.
Coach brings the system, man. That's what I'm saying. And I think Trevor Lawrence will probably get another coach. I don't think Doug Peterson's the answer for him. I think you need like a younger guy, a fresher guy in there, just like how the Dolphins did.
What the fuck are you talking about right now?
Just because, like, I mean,
I like his opinion because you know what I'm saying.
Doug Peterson is older. You know what I'm saying? I think he has an older kind of mindset.
He has a very youthful.
He's got. But the reason why I disagree with that is
you're being respectful.
But the reason why I disagree with that is because with Mike McDaniels. Honestly, you really only have 2 dominant offensive systems that's being ran in the NFL on every team. And there's only 2 offenses that are being ran in the NFL right now. You have the Andy Reid offense and you have the Mike Shanahan offense. And they come from the same tree of Bill Walsh from the 49ers. They're both West Coast ran offenses from the 80s. But they're just different variations.
Cycles you think fall into this?
Those are defensive coordinators. Sure. Those are the defensive coordinators, but those are all under Bill Parcells' tree.
Well, but like dude in fucking Las Vegas.
Josh McDaniels. Yes, but he got his bones by being Tom Brady's jockstrap. He's not a
factor here.
He's not a factor. That's what I'm saying. We're talking about proven coaches off a tree. Mike Shanahan off of a Bill Walsh tree, who has Kyle Shanahan and all the coaches look who's coming from the Kyle Shanahan tree: Sean McVay, Zach Taylor, Mike McDaniel. If you hung out with Staley, if you hung out with Sean McVay for 5 minutes, you got a job. If you hung out with Kyle Shanahan, you had a beer with him, you're getting a job. Yeah. Same way with Andy Reid. Doug Peterson, you know what I'm saying? What's his name? Airbnb going out there. There's other people who come from that same Andy Reid. What was the coach from? Mike Holmgren. Remember with Brett Favre? Because you remember Andy Reid was the offensive coordinator back. No. He went to Seahawks. He originally came from with the Packers with Brett Favre because he had Andy Reid and he had John Gruden with him and his coaching staff. But Mike, like I said, the Doug Peterson, there's 2 trees. They come from the same tree pretty much, but it's really 2 main branches. And the Mike Shanahan branch is the run style offense. The Andy Reid style branch of the tree is a pass first offense. That's why you see the Mike McDaniels incorporate the run, or is kind of like a more of a play action pass scheme.
And are you in support of Doug Peterson on the system?
Of course, because he's coming from the Andy Reid coaching team. Like him and Andy Reid are best friends. Their wives are best friends. So their coaching, their coaching scheme, their philosophy, right? Their philosophies, the way you seen Doug Peterson go in Philly and win a Super Bowl, something Andy Reid couldn't do, and then come to a trash ass franchise like the Jaguars and make them look competent for the first time since Mark Brunell and Tom Coughlin. Then you have to give him props because how many coaches have came in and haven't done what he did in a year? We went 3-7 and shot it out with the Chiefs and lost by 7. We had 3 straight Saturday night We had 3 straight Saturday night games, 2 straight NBC games. Niggas are dying to be on national television, especially when you come from a shitty franchise like all of us. We're Cowboys, Eagles. You know what I'm saying? These teams, Chiefs. You see them every weekend on TV. We're dying to see our team. We never get the Tony Romo's. We never get the A block. We never, you know what I'm saying? The announcers you want to announce your shit. We never get the Chris Collinsworth. You know what I'm saying?
The Cowboys are profitable without winning.
Exactly, but what I'm saying is like they'll put Giants. They have
the biggest
market. They're the most valuable. They're the number 1 franchise in the world. Win or lose, but it's like you'll see teams like the Giants lose every year, or the Redskins, they suck, but they're gonna have a Sunday. You are guaranteed to have a Sunday night game, a Monday night game, no matter how sorry you are. When you come from a place, exactly. But when you come from like the Jags, but when you come from the Jags, bro, we haven't had a Monday night game in like over 10 years. You know what I'm trying to say? We don't know. The only game we get is a Thursday night game early in the season or late in the season when the season's already over. We don't have primetime games. So you're going from 3-7, no primetime games, to the AFC wildcard game against a team you never beat. The Titans, they're finally falling off. You get to beat them at home on ESPN Saturday night. The city don't even experience that. We go out Saturday night all the time. You're telling me we got an NFL national Saturday night game in the city, and we're going to be downtown after the game, and we won? Crazy. Next week, we got another Saturday night game at home against who? The Chargers on NBC. We turn the fuck up. Third biggest comeback in playoff history. City has a meltdown. We're going crazy. And then we get a third one against the best quarterback in the league, the best team, Mahomes. Win or loss, we going against Tyson right now. We at the boss level. Even if we lose, everybody's going to lose to these guys. As long we're here.
You were out when the Jazz won the playoffs this year, right?
I was at the game. I was at all them games.
Yeah, I remember watching your
niggas was outside.
Your pod. I don't want you to have to rehash it with your audience here, but because you just give my audience a little feel like what the city was like after they won.
Hey, hold on. I gotta drop the link. Hold on. Keep going.
Yeah, well, just how the city was when they won. If you were outside in Jacksonville, football, Florida being like a football state at its core. I mean, football is so important with the culture.
Shit, I remember when fucking Tampa Bay won the Super Bowl. That shit was nutty.
Crazy. Yeah. What about you, dudes?
I remember.
The question is really for FBJ though.
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah, the night when the Jacksonville Jaguars won in Jacksonville.
Yeah. What game? Which one? The Chargers? Yeah.
How was the vibe? What was it like out there? I want you to give my audience a feel.
Oh my God, man. The vibe was crazy because I'm telling you, I'm from a city where, we have a National Football League team, but we haven't been good in years. So we don't really get to benefit off of the success of a winning sport franchise in your city. Yeah. Like, we don't know what it feels, what Tampa Bay felt like, or like what other cities feel like, you know what I'm saying? But when it happens, it's a total different vibe than anything else that happens in the city. Because it's nuts. It brings everybody out. And if you're like in our age group, it's like, listen, the Titans game, we can talk about the Chargers game.
Was that crazy?
It was packed. It was crazier because of the comeback. Like, we can't, the game atmosphere is a playoff game. Everybody's out there, is packed. We lit. We go down 27. But niggas is drunk and delusional. It's like we were already partying because we were here, because we were like, bro, we don't even get these moments, bro. Yeah. Like, that's what people were saying down 27, like drunk as fuck. We was blowing cushion butts. I'm like, bro, we don't have win loss, bro. Like, we turning up tonight.
In the stadium?
Police. Listen, this is what I'm saying. That's police question. Listen, this is what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you got a wire? Listen, this is what I'm saying.
Well, I mean, I got a wire.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, bro, we got.
That's how undercover I be.
Hey, bro, said so. Where was the weed? Where were you? Listen. So yeah. But it was we were down 27. We were still celebrating just by being in the moment. And then, but I was telling people we were gonna come back. I literally have it on my phone. We were down like, we're about to come back, even down 27. You say I'm delusional. I'm like, we're coming back. Like, I don't care. You can call it delusion. I'm like, bro, I'm here. I spent two something, bro. We're down to. I'm like, bro, I spent $2 something on these tickets. I got my family around this whole section. Like, it's like we rolling the dice, bro. Like, I don't care. We going for broke. And we came back. I couldn't believe it. It was crazy. People was crying. Niggas was jumping up, screaming. I could believe it, but like, I can't believe it now, months later. Yeah. But when it was going down, it's like, I can't believe it, because there's no way we got this far without not like completing the job. Like, the way he was completing the passes, the touchdowns, the consistency, the way we were stopping on defense. I'm like, bro, we didn't get this far to lose. So for the fact that we won it, it was a crazy thing happening in the city. Like I said, it was hard as fuck getting out the parking lot. So I can just compare it to the last game of the season, beating Titans, and that game. Going out that night, the game ends the same time you hit the streets. It's a primetime game. So the game ends 11-15, 11-20. You're already downtown, and we just won a big primetime national televised game. We're on the news. We're trending worldwide. Yeah. We're going straight to Riverside. We're going straight to the bar. We're going straight to the rooftop. Like, it was blowing this bitch down. We're going crazy.
Yeah. What the atmosphere was like.
Man, everybody has on Jag clothes. Like, everything's teal in the city. everybody's turning up. Nobody's getting beat up. I mean, people still get shot. People still
Whole
wild out.
city teal.
Yeah, but it's like
that's what I lived in Indianapolis. So I got to experience that a little
yeah.
bit when it go crazy, but at the same time, like now we live in like Fort Myers area, so we don't get to experience that the same way. So I was just curious how crazy the city felt.
Yeah, it's honestly, and I got my guy Patreon.
And if you can remind me what happened the next week.
Yeah, he's a Chiefs fan, and we lost against the greatest quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah,
On how many legs?
He was on one leg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're just gonna keep it facts.
I'm gonna keep it fact, bro. I'm not gonna sit here and talk crazy.
I'm gonna be real, man.
Yeah.
I mean, Trevor Lawrence in the other game only had 288 yards.
What do you mean only had 288 yards? So you want a 400-yard passing game? This ain't Madden.
Well, I mean, it's not,
Yeah.
He's not God.
He threw
But he's not God in whatever. What do you call him at the beginning? You call him some crazy.
Trevor Lawrence, white Jesus.
Yeah, white Jesus.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Man. But Patrick Mahomes is the god of quarterbacks, though.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. So we can have white Jesus all day until we run into God.
I'm a stand on the whole Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah. Patrick Mahomes is the greatest thing I ever seen.
Thank you. I appreciate that, sir.
And I'm gonna let you cook, but having the honor to battle the greatest as an adversary, as an opponent, makes you look at the person that you watch.
They were opponents.
Totally different.
I don't know if they were adversaries. Like they're not rivals. Like maybe Joe Burrow is still Patrick Mahomes' rival.
Yeah, that's true.
I'll say this is what I'm trying to say. Like I'm a Heat fan, right? So I had LeBron James on my team. I never had to play LeBron James as a Heat fan in the playoffs and have to deal with LeBron James it's a different look. When I seen him, we tried to throw inbound pass and LeBron jumped in the screen, caught it, and the nigga moved out the way who threw the inbound pass. LeBron dunked in the game one. I'm like, it was fear. I was like, holy shit, this is LeBron James. And I totally, from 17 years looking at him, looked down completely different. Patrick Mahomes, watch him for 3-4 years, side pass, it's fire, it's cool. Now I'm playing against him. Dog, you would have thought I was one of them linebackers. I'm on my heels, my hands. I'm like, the passes I'm like, holy shit, I cannot do this for 3.5 hours. When he got hurt, I didn't want him to get hurt, and I was really pissed. Like that really, because I want a fair game. Yeah. But before he got injured, before Patrick Mahomes got injured, that was some of the greatest quarterback I've seen in a quarter and a half in the history of football. Like I'm telling you, the angles he was throwing and the defense collapsed, the passes he was making. If he didn't hurt his foot, it was going to be a long day for us. Yeah.
And let me just say, as a Chiefs fan, this is the worst team he's had to win. This is the worst team. No. His first year, when we had Sammy Watkins, Travis Kelce, Tyreek, Kareem Hunt, everybody that first year, and I get it, the defense was the 30th ranked defense in the league. But the way we were putting up 40 points a game, even last year, I'm really shocked that this is the team that won it. That now, when we lost to the Buccaneers, I understand that because we had 3 offensive linemen out. But the team this year to win it, and honestly, the best game, and I know people have their issues with the quote unquote refs or whatever, but was that Bengals game, because the Bengals game, we were down to practice players for receiver. And and then on the defensive side, the exact same thing. But Chris Jones and Frank Clark probably had the best playoff game I've ever seen with taking Joe Burrow down. So, yeah.
And I think I think the main topic, because we're all talking about our favorite teams, we've got to get to the Lamar Jackson thing. And you're saying that Lamar Jackson should be going to the Redskins because the Redskins don't have a solidified starting quarterback, number one. They don't have a high enough draft pick to get a solidified number 1 pick. Mm-hmm. Number 2, they have not only the capital, but they don't have anybody in place to where if they make the offer that they're offending a quarterback that's going to derail their season. The issue with it, though, is because their ownership group is going through a transition, so you really can't pull off this big of a move till we have a different ownership in place to sign a deal, because who's going to pay him?
I want to be clear about
that's what disqualifies Washington in my eyes.
So, but I want to be clear about one thing. As far as the logic behind it, 2 first-round draft picks is a bargain. And you're not for what quarterbacks are going for in the open market. If it wasn't if back against wasn't against the wall, you're talking about 1 pick this year, which is probably in the 20s. You already know, and then next year's, you know what I mean. And probably, hopefully, if Lamar plays, in the 20s for sure, if not the 30s. So, I think that risk, that's a calculated risk. I think you put your franchise in a better position. I really don't understand any hesitancy with Lamar Jackson because I think the injury stuff is overblown because he really only had the one season that he missed, which was the season before this one. As far as that I feel like you could really hold against him. This one, it's clear that there was a contract dispute in place, still having an issue. So you realistically, we couldn't expect him when there was any kind of concerns with the injury to play through that because he was really risky.
Yeah, and I don't.
If Lamar's healthy, they beat the Bengals.
Like you're trying to keep saying he's injury prone, like he was running around getting hit. You never seen Lamar Jackson take a hard hit yet. Yeah. So why are we acting like we're seeing Lamar Jackson get hit like Cam Newton running up the middle of the field?
What'd your boy say? He said something.
I said if Lamar Jackson is healthy, like Baltimore, it could have been them in the Super Bowl because they had no business beating Baltimore. Yeah, they would have beaten the Bengals, and then you would have had Patrick Mahomes on one leg. So like that would have been Baltimore kind of messed themselves over because this could have been their year.
And not to cut you off, but I'm gonna let you finish. And Avo, he's about to hop in and say something. But one of the main things that was so ironic about the way Baltimore lost, because they only lost by like 7 points or 3 points. The Bengals
off that 1 yard.
By the Bengals. That was a very unimpressive win by the Bengals, and it was crazy how they lost because it was a quarterback sneak by their backup quarterback, and we know if that was Lamar Jackson, that would have been touchdown. Yeah. So it's like they lost on a fumble return that went straight back to the house, and they lost by 7 because the backup quarterback was trying to do what Lamar Jackson is the greatest in the world at doing, and failed so bad it was the 7-point difference and why you didn't upset the Bengals on the road. Yeah. So if you put Lamar Jackson there, the Bengals not even winning the division. That game ain't even being played in Cincinnati.
Well, I mean, you think like Lamar Jackson doesn't even have to do that play. You could give him. He's an actual like fully fledged quarterback.
And so Dobbins was eating too that night.
Yeah, so you could have put him in the shotgun and let him make the decision based off whatever he walked up and seen. Like you're not really given that kind of leeway with Tyler Huntley as your quarterback.
Yeah,
like so I agree 100%. They did kind of miss a window, and they really missed the window if he walks out the door. Like then now you're talking about you're searching for a quarterback. I know they have a good defense already in place, and I know they have a history of winning with like kind of
defense first.
Yeah. But I mean Ozzie Newsome, right?
Now he's gone now.
He's gone.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like the cockiness or the arrogance. I don't know. That might be a little misplaced. It was a blessing that he left you with Lamar Jackson, the franchise.
Yeah, and y'all don't know what to do with it.
For y'all to figure it out. Y'all got 10 years now. Figure it out. You got your franchise guy. Build around him.
I wanted to ask, what is y'all like pocket watch ranking on Danny Dimes or Daniel Jones from the New York Giants getting the contract that he got? And right now, for example, we have the fact that like Deshaun Watson last year, he was going through a legal battle while having a contract. And right now we having Lamar Jackson, and he's also in the limbo. He doesn't have any charges, but right now it's kind of like is a black quarterback, and there's still teams deciding. No, obviously I'm not trying to play that role. Like who cares? But my real question is, are you guys thinking is Danny Dimes overpaid or is he underpaid? I think he deserves it because of the market. I think he deserves it because of the market, and also he proved a lot.
His stats out.
His stats for last year were 3,200, 15 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, and 60 QBR. That was his best season he's had.
Danny Jones.
Last year was the best year he's had.
Trash. Overpaid.
Overpaid, you think? But think about the market. In $40 million, we're talking about it's kind of like the new 25.
No,
so it's
inflation.
Not like the current market is the new 25. But
and New York is going to take half of that in taxes.
If we're paying off talent, honestly, in my opinion, Daniel Jones should have got paid more than Dak Prescott at all.
But
Dak Prescott is terrible.
I know that it's always let's set the market. The next guy has to get paid more. But I think
he could run. He could run. Like White Boy could run.
Oh, he can run.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of that's not.
The other part.
The ball as a quarterback, even with Daniel Jones, isn't valued across the board.
Look,
Yeah, because he said Daniel Jones runs the ball, and I'm like,
look. The New York Giants is the only franchise that I will always root for a white quarterback. The reason why is
you have a problem with white quarterbacks?
No. I think I will root for a white quarterback. I will only you know how they won. I think what's the name of the guy from the Seahawks? That he just got a contract. Geno Smith has been the only starting quarterback in the history of the Giants. So the Giants is known for not having black quarterbacks. That's my point. We don't in the market that we need a boring character like Eli Manning, and now we have the new.
Y'all are comfortable with that.
We know.
We have a running Eli.
Maybe you want a good quarterback.
No, I want a quarterback that is not distracted.
Hold on. I think what Avo is saying is the symbolic interest the Giants have in who the quarterback is and what the quarterback look is going to be for the market. I think that is a conscious decision and effort that they do.
Think about 2009. You know what ruined the Giants winning another championship or even going back to the playoff?
What?
Pascal Burris shooting himself.
I'll say that.
You get caught up in the limelight. So we need a boring quarterback. We don't need a Lamar Jackson. We don't need a Aaron Rodgers. We need a Daniel Jones that he's just gonna get to work and then he just disappears and whatever. But we don't know his life. I like the boring character. He belongs in the city, and I think that later on, that
perfect for New York. Boring.
The boring media
take on the personality of the city.
Like 4 Super Bowls for New York. So like.
But I don't know. This doesn't seem.
I know you're not talking Kansas City. I know you're not talking.
I am.
I think the question was, is Daniel Jones overpaid though? So I mean,
yeah, he's overpaid.
If he fits the image of New York, I'm not really gonna argue with you on that. But is he overpaid? I think 100%. As far as like I said, I think Patrick Mahomes really. I think how we can do this going forward because he's undeniably the best, greatest quarterback in the league. We can go forward, and that could become leverage for the owners. I'm not necessarily advocating for that, but I think it's gotten kind of crazy where it's like whoever the next guy is up to get paid has to get paid more than the last guy. Like I understand we're all trying to get money and we're all on the same page and trying to push but like honestly, like it got out.
And you're saying that's the issue with the quarterback situation.
Well, and Patrick Mahomes, there's no argument he's not the greatest quarterback.
But Patrick Mahomes is doing what Tom Brady did.
So I think you
don't have to max me out because you're going to don't max me out, but spend that money in other places. That's why Patrick Mahomes isn't.
Still getting $45 million.
He's still getting paid crazy.
Yeah, but he's restructured his stuff like at the end of the Super Bowl. So
yo, you remember when he beat the shit out of Jacksonville with no legs? That shit was the best game ever, bro.
We just said that.
Bro,
listen.
Bro, what's your
what? You know what happened the night after we lost? You got your pants pulled down and exposed by Jalen Hurts and the Eagles. Like
we didn't belong there.
And you looked and you reminded us that you weren't a playoff team. The NFC is just massively weak.
Yeah.
Because if you were an AFC team right now, you'll be looking at Stroud or Richardson. So thank God you're in one of the worst divisions in football because the Redskins, not Redskins, no, not even the Commanders. Think of how many
boy Jay, in your 30-year life, how many parades have you gone to? How many Super Bowl parades have you gone to? Because I remember graduating from high school, I went to one, and I remember Eli took me to another one. So how many times have you been to a parade? Have you ever
all those Eli trophies to that divisional game against the Eagles?
We beat an 18-0 Patriots.
But don't y'all have like parades every week in New York? How is that like a big thing to say?
Yeah, y'all have parades.
It's not
like a Puerto Rican parade, a West Indian parade, a St. Patrick's parade.
That's ass shaking. That's different than a trophy.
It's like
that's
different. We got a Brian Dable question before we get to the for the next topic. We got one more topic. So.
Yeah. Brian, I want to ask you. So when we see the progress that Josh Allen had under Brian Dable, which was significant, and then we see the moderate advancement in Daniel Jones's game, does that concern you at all? And then you immediately pay him based off of that.
think Josh Allen's overrated.
He's pretty much saying this is what he said. He was like,
Josh Allen's overrated.
No,
Yeah,
Josh,
absolutely.
Crazy.
I think Josh Allen has more talent. Like he has a bigger, he has a higher
So
ceiling.
that's why we're saying Daniel Jones should be out there. He's overpaid.
Right, but
Yeah,
I
that's
think
the point.
When did Daniel Jones have the number one
is
defense?
cleaning Daniel Jones up, eliminating the turnovers. We're gonna minimize your responsibility.
Yeah.
We're gonna remove all the complex plays and make this
Yeah.
a simplistic game. You make 2 reads and run, and
If
we're
he-
gonna get out of here.
If he showed he can get the most out of that guy, he
Yeah,
was mediocre before that. He was like mobile.
Yeah.
Really, he was mainly like a running quarterback.
Yeah.
So it's like you see what he could do with him, but then you see in comparison what he's done with Daniel Jones, which is really like not really impressive from statistically. Where they got was impressive, but his best season do
But listen,
was by anybody else's
they're
standards,
both
it's
right.
mediocre.
They both are mobile quarterbacks. But at the end of the day, I think I don't want to steal your point, but Josh Allen has a way better arm.
And we're agreeing,
Well,
but that's
hold
why
on,
my question to him is, that's my point of illustrating.
Yeah.
Doesn't that then concern you
Well,
that Dable wasn't able to get that kind of production out?
Here's the big thing. Here's the thing with Josh Allen. He was a big time prospect when he was coming out of high school.
Mm.
He just decided
Yeah.
to go to a small school, and then he ended up transferring to a smaller school.
Right.
So he was recognized as a talent already. Like
He didn't slip through the
Yeah, he didn't slip through the cracks or anything like that. The thing was, just going to the small school, he didn't get the development that you would at a big school. So he was trying to raw coming out.
right. He wasn't polished.
He ran a lot, like that.
Right. Daniel Jones came in going to the Eli Manning passing camps coming from Duke, and you still are mediocre.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's like,
Exactly.
how much coaching do you need? Like, why you always have to get the best coaches to just barely pass the cut?
I'm
So-
sorry. I think Josh Allen is overrated. I mean, Josh Allen's had the number one defense.
I think we've seen. No, I think he's seeing that.
first coach was
number one
garbage, bro.
defense.
I think
I think
patriarchy.
it's premature to sell the Josh Allen stuff.
Here's the
Oh,
thing.
Yeah.
Here's the problem with that Josh Allen argument. 2 years ago in the playoffs, when he was dealing against Mahomes, and he threw like 5 touchdowns in that game, and they both scored like 3
Problem.
touchdowns.
Hold on a second. You're talking about 2 years ago? You're talking about with the outstanding Chiefs defense? Like, is that what are you telling me? Yeah.
That defense went to a Super Bowl though, so they're not terrible.
But I think
no, they are terrible.
I
When
think
you hold on a second. If you're talking about the game, let me finish really quick. You're
Go ahead.
talking about the game when you have guys falling down in the end zone and Gabe Davis is wide open. You have people literally falling down in the end zone. Josh Allen is overrated. I'm sorry. Like I just
Brian Daboll left, and then Josh Allen kind of
He really didn't peter
Had
off
it
that
shaky.
much. He really didn't peter off that much.
And the playoffs,
this
what about the
year,
playoffs?
and the defense was way better this year than it even was last year in the beginning.
But I think that people jumping off that, because really last year, you remember, and I didn't agree with this. Like I said, I'm a Patrick Mahomes fan. People were saying after that game, they were trying to make that a conversation. Is Josh Allen better than Patrick Mahomes?
One thing is he made the franchise a lot of money, and he actually made the Bills. There was a time that the Bills was the best team in New York, type of thing. And who gives a Buffalo is fucking Canada. Buffalo's not New York. Buffalo's fucking Canada. Who gives a fuck about Buffalo?
You know what I'm saying? He's the closest thing to Jim Kelly.
That shit is Canada, bro. Stop! Don't let them lie to you. People from
They
Buffalo,
got better chicken
they
wings.
be
than
like, I'm
y'all.
from New York City. Nah, you from Canada.
Who wants
Stop
to
the
be
fucking
from
lie.
there?
Nah, cause they be capping. They be like, I'm from the city. I'm from the Bronx, and I be
Well,
like,
Buffalo is a
we're
city.
in the city, and they be like, oh, I'm from Buffalo.
And why do y'all always try to claim everything in the state? Like, if
I
you're
know.
from the Bronx, just claim what's from the Bronx. Claim the dirty rats in the alley. Don't try to
And
claim.
don't forget about
don't
the
try to
big
claim
trash
Niagara
bags.
Falls too. Like you've never been to Niagara
Well,
Falls.
the thing is, the Bronx
And the
is the most
bodegas.
dangerous.
Trying to claim
But the Bronx,
GGI
can I
Friday
just say one thing?
on the corner across the street from the
Yes,
stadium.
the Bronx is the most dirtiest, but if you go to Fordham Road, the baddest bitches in New York live in the Bronx. So you go with
Yeah,
the
that's
baddest
because they're
bitches
all
go.
you imported them.
God,
You imported them from the third world. They're being human
You go to
trafficked into
Hialeah.
the city.
You
This
go to
is
Hialeah
the
for the human
diversion- this is
trafficking.
the diversion issue.
No, you're importing them from the third world.
Just claim the
I
Bronx.
am. I mean,
If
why
you wanna
me?
well, we got the baddest bitches. Like, we don't care. We're
It's
from
not
Florida.
even about that. Yeah,
It's not even about that. We're not even talking about that. I just want you don't claim but the
You
Buffalo
should say
Bills.
we, because those are my sisters, my moms, my cousins. So we, my Latina women. Not you.
See, I knew that's where it was going.
Non-FBA.
Yo, I'm really gonna let no.
Think about this. Even Barack Obama's non-FBA. Barack Obama.
Okay, so what's your point?
We had a black president.
I'm letting
Who is we?
Spider-Man,
You're Hispanic.
Spider-Man, Afro-Latino.
He's
Spider-Man also
wait a minute.
Dominican.
Obama was Latino?
No, Obama comes from like his father's from Kenya, so immigrant.
Correct,
father.
but that's not. But you said we. You're a Hispanic.
Not FBA. I didn't say.
Oh, that's a group now. Non-FBA.
No, actually, I call it FABA. I call it.
You can barely get along with Puerto Ricans. Dominicans and Puerto Ricans don't even. But now you're getting along with half Kenyans and half
Who said I was
whites.
Dominican? Or why are you categorizing me? And what's your name, by the way, so I could just direct you because you.
My name is Eric. My name is Eric. Yeah. So, but the thing is this. I'm sorry. I assumed. I'm sorry. My mistake. I assumed somebody from the Bronx. I assumed somebody from the Bronx. Somebody that sounds like you and how you talk.
Okay.
I picture you as a bodega boy. I picture you as somebody who plays dominoes on the street with the little lawn chairs.
Well,
I don't
I
speak that. I'm American.
I'm American too, because I'm also from South America. I'm from South America, so America.
Oh, you're from South America? I'm from the United States of America.
You don't get to no.
My bad.
Well, that's the United States.
My bad. I'm from the best country in the world. My mistake.
Well, I don't disagree. I became a citizen 2 years ago, and there's a reason why I pledged allegiance to this flag. So I never said wrong.
If I stay in the garage for 2 years, does that make me a car?
I'm American twice. That's the problem.
How does that?
Okay. I was born in America, and then I got another.
Yeah.
You understand?
I was born in the United States of America.
No,
but
you sound European. You sound like
I'm an American.
But
I wish. You mean the Europeans that colonized you?
Right
you mean the Europeans that stopped you from sacrificing children? You mean the Europeans that stopped you from? Wait a minute, you're Hispanic. You're Hispanic. You're all biracial. You're all biracial. But you can't stay in your country. But you can't stay in your country. But you can't stay in your country. You can't stay in your country. Suavemente, bésame. Bésame. Yeah, I know. Yeah, all I got to do is hit that. You'll fall in line. I know you'll hit that. You'll fall in line. I know.
All that xenophobic shit don't get to me. Don't worry.
All I gotta do is put a hookah. Hey, I got a hookah for you. You want some hookah? I know that you love hookah. You like that? I got some hookah for you.
Again, xenophobic jokes.
I got an electric piano for you.
I know.
Do you like the electric piano?
You got a chimichurri too?
Oh yeah, I don't know what that is. Is that what y'all eat?
What I need you to do
I got a plantain. You want some plantain? You sucking America's dick right now. You sucking America's dick. Suck America's dick. No, you're not. No, you are not. Oh yeah, well tell me your address. I'll send Border Patrol. I'll send Border Patrol right now. I'll send Border Patrol. Border Patrol, woo, woo. Border Patrol, woo, woo. Border Patrol, woo, woo.
Look at this guy.
Were you a part of the guy that got killed at the bodega? Were you involved in that? Were you involved in the slaughter of the guy at the bodega?
No, I was involved.
Okay, all right. I'm curious about that.
I met his mother. I was there, and I live in that neighborhood. I grew up in 183rd in fucking Park Avenue. So I actually grew up with that family. So if you got something to say about that
let me ask you a question.
Just know that you're not welcome in New York and the Bronx.
I don't want to go to no shithole. People like you. I live in Kansas City. You and your people have turned that place into a shithole. You and your people have turned that place into a shithole. And you have machetes. You have machetes and fried rice. You have machetes and fried rice. Okay? Exactly.
It's like you make no point, bro.
No, the point that I'm making is this, right?
You live in a shithole.
Says the guy who lives in New York. Says the guy who lives in New York. My God. Says the guy that lives in the trash bag.
$7.
You don't know what cleanliness looks like.
$7 an hour.
You don't know what fresh air smells like.
Go fix your house.
You don't know. You breathe in smog. You breathe. I have a house. You have an apartment. I have a house. You have an apartment. You've never seen a house. You didn't grow up with a front lawn. You don't know what grass looks like. You've never seen wildlife. You got married on concrete.
When was the last time the Royals won a championship?
You grew up on a stoop. Your parents got married on a stoop barefoot.
So,
yeah,
when was the last time
exactly.
the Royals won a championship? What are we talking about?
When's the last time the Royals won a championship?
When was the last time the Royals won a championship?
2015, before the bum-ass Yankees have?
Like how many?
Yeah, the last time the bum-ass Yankees won. Yeah. Yeah, y'all ain't won. What have you done for me lately? Ooh, yeah. The Chiefs, the Royals have won one before the Yankees. What have you done for me lately? Ooh, yeah. What have you done for me lately? Ooh, yeah.
What is the Kansas City's?
And if it wasn't for the biracial man, you wouldn't be winning nothing in New York City.
What biracial man? What are you talking about?
Aaron Judge. You heard of that?
That's the first time.
He ain't Dominican. And stop saying he's Dominican. I know y'all be claiming him. He's mixed. Y'all see, y'all always trying to claim mixed people. Y'all try to claim mixed people. Y'all always try to do that. He's American.
But you gotta understand.
See, y'all always be trying to steal our people.
Afro-Latinos run the MLB. Afro-Latinos, you can say that.
Hey, but a half-breed beating all of y'all. A half-breed American beating all of y'all. Hey, imagine that. One half-breed American beating all of the Afro-Latinos in baseball.
That's cap.
Tell me a Latino right now in the MLB that's better than Aaron Judge. I didn't think so. Aaron Judge can walk through Dykeman with a pair of pajamas on.
Vladimir Guerrero Jr. That's the truth. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is
he's cool, but I'm telling you this right now. Aaron Judge could walk through Dykeman with a pair of pajamas on and Crocs and not speak a lick of Spanish and get every Afro-Latino woman.
He's from San Diego. So
okay, there you go. And he's a half-breed.
Once.
There you go.
Why the Afro?
Yeah, Avo, you
good, Aaron? You good?
I would be better if you sent me some cash apps or Florida Boy J. I'll be better to support the show, but I know you're not gonna.
Yeah. Hey, y'all definitely go ahead and drop that cash app.
We're gonna do that. For
and stop smoking weed on the thing. It messes up the algorithm for YouTube.
Oh, all right. Hey, drop the jewels, man. Drop the jewels.
You shouldn't be smoking weed anyway. It's not good for you.
Hey,
does your Abuelita know you smoking weed?
No, he's talking to Avo.
Well, my grandma thank you for mentioning she's 97. You
wasn't raised to do that.
She's 97. So
apple pie.
You've been getting Americanized, hanging around the Negroes, smoking weed. You should be ashamed of yourself. You should be getting ready to go to mass tomorrow. See, you come over to America and you lose your culture. You should be ashamed of yourself.
What makes you think I don't go to church?
I don't think you go to church. You smoking weed on Saturday night. Oh, when's the last time you've been to mass?
Well, I live in California. I don't live in Kansas. It's illegal where you at. I understand, bro.
Good. It should be illegal. It's bad. It's bad.
It's bad.
You ain't got an AR-15, no.
I apologize, bro.
You ain't got no AR-15, no. I know that. You got an AR-15? I know you ain't got no AR-15, no.
I'm sorry, your congressman.
You got a bunch of weed, but you ain't got no guns.
I'm sorry.
You got all the weed, but you ain't got no guns.
You can go to the dispensary. What? I'm not hiding my weed.
You gonna get robbed at the dispensary.
You gotta hide your weed.
You ain't got no guns. You ain't got no guns. You ain't a real American. I don't smoke weed. I don't smoke weed.
Of course I need a gun in a shithole like Kansas City. It's a shithole.
Y'all get stabbed more than we do. You get killed more than we do. What are you talking about?
What are you talking about? We have a population of 8.3 million people. How you gonna compare with a shithole of 1.3?
Y'all taking craps on each other on the subway. Y'all literally are peeing on people in the subway. I saw a video of somebody getting peed on the subway.
The subway was not a thing for society. The subway was.
But then why do y'all live in there then? Why do you live? You live your life underground.
The subway's.
I've never been underground. You live half your life underground.
New York is a man-made city.
How is that? How does it affect? You don't know how to drive. You don't know how to drive an automobile. You've never owned a car in your life.
Yeah, you just sound retarded, bro.
That's the truth. Y'all don't own cars. Y'all don't know how to drive.
You just saying whatever. Go ahead.
Are you telling me most of y'all know how to drive? Y'all worst fear is the steering wheel.
God damn.
Most of y'all New Yorkers don't know how to drive. It's the truth.
I deduct $50,000 from my federal mileage.
Why do you have a green wristband on? Did you go to the club tonight? Why do you have on a green wristband, sir? Sir, you have on a green wristband. Sir, you have on a green wristband. Why do you have on a green wristband? Did you go to the club tonight?
1:30.
Yes, pop that, please, sir. Jeez, you are a sinner, bro. You are a sinner, bro. This guy, you smoking weed on? You smoking? Hold on, I'm gonna pray for you, bro.
I got my green card.
I'm gonna pray for you. I'm really gonna pray for you, bro. You forgot your culture, and you need Christ in your life. You need to stop smoking that weed, stop going to the club, and you need to get your life right with Jesus Christ. You need to become a real American and accept Christ into your heart.
Yeah.
I'm actually doing Ramadan as a.
Really? Are you trying to give me a heart attack tonight, bro?
But I'm not. But
You're really trying to give me a heart attack? So you're a Hispanic New Yorker Muslim.
No, I'm not Muslim.
Okay, but you practice in Ramadan.
The only way I will be Muslim if I ever go to jail, which I'm not trying to go to jail. But if I ever go to jail, that's
so you too scared to fight.
That's the gang that I will.
Most people convert to that because they want to protect their butthole in prison. You do know that, right?
Well, that's a good protection. That's a good body part.
So you scared of it? You scared of fighting in prison? Y'all from? Come on, man.
It's not about the fighting.
You from the Bronx? We know that y'all people from New York ain't tough, but come on, you just gonna back out like that?
I'm not trying to get jumped like Tekashi.
You ain't like him. You ain't. No, come on now. Not yet, but that is a New York rapper.
No, I don't rap.
Yeah, hey, listen.
What's going on with the rap game? When y'all gonna put out some better rappers? It's been like, I don't know, 30 years. But when are y'all gonna put out some better rappers?
Hey, listen.
Ice Spice is carrying your whole city right now.
Hey, listen. We're all sitting here. They're like, hey, listen, we will be here till 1:30.
Brother,
we all gotta dip, and I am being charged by the hour.
Yeah, I'm about to leave out. But the guy down there, I respect you. I'm just messing around with you, guy from at the bottom, whoever you are.
Listen, before you go, no, Eric, before you go, I want to tell Avo something, because Avo obviously doesn't listen to when I try to tell him things, because he ends up in situations and blames me on the back end, like I set him up, and I'm like, no, you did this to yourself, because he clearly, I told y'all, and I even clearly didn't understand when he first said something to Eric, and I'm like, hey, yo, Avo, chill out, relax. Said like 3-4 times. And he just act like he didn't hear me.
You tried to peacemake. You did.
Before, and Eric wasn't even like picking it up. I can tell. It was like,
it's okay. He's been smoking weed.
And it was like Eric just smelled the blood in the water.
It was Chief Red, man.
And then Eric was like, all right, bow. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna sit back. And we.
But he didn't pack me out.
No, you're a good guy. You're a good guy. You gotta stop smoking weed. You gotta stop smoking weed, bro.
He became a.
Stop smoking weed.
Jehovah's Witness at the end. So like,
yeah, that's what you need.
The Lord in between us.
You need the Lord in your life.
Avo. You know
Would
that
you like to accept Christ as your Savior over the screen this evening, sir?
What's up?
You know what I'm talking about, Avo? Just follow me. You know that meme that was going around like 5 years ago? It was like the hand pointing this way, like, boy, I know you ain't talking. Like, boy, I know you ain't talking that on type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what happened to you. Like, this is the Black American culture. Like, when like you
open your eyes, you look like you've been going to sleep right now.
And the nigga who's like looking at you like, oh no, I'm about to cook. Like, and you kind of jumped into that, and I was trying to pull you back, like, yo, just have a conversation about sports. We're going like we're doing, and let's go past the mic. And you were right. And I know what we said earlier, but I'm like, Avo, we roast and everything, but it's like you got to know your weight class, or you got to kind of feel people out before you start roasting.
Like it's a demon.
And he didn't come on camera yet. You just.
Yo, the reality is, Florida birthday. When you gonna leave Jacksonville, bro? When you gonna leave Jacksonville?
Never. He's never leaving Jacksonville.
Yo, when you gonna leave Jacksonville, bro? Get the fuck out of Jacksonville, bro.
Oh, you think New York is better than Jacksonville?
Nah, I think he should go. If Star goes to New York, I think Florida Boy Jake should move to Brooklyn or to like Queens. Like I think he should move.
People from the South cannot fit in New York.
You should move to J. Cole's own neighborhood.
Southerners cannot function in the North, bro. Like in New York.
Yeah, I'll be on.
Nah, like get the fuck out of Jacksonville, bro. Like they not.
Bro, you left New York. Why are you telling them to leave Jacksonville?
Kansas, bro. I'm gonna go back to the city.
Kansas City is much better than New York City.
Yo, go back to the city, bro.
I've never seen
right now. You
a
should
pile
be
of trash in my life.
Like you should be interviewing like drill rappers. Like Stars is
What?
putting Shot 97.
No, we're not talking.
You're a young guy, bro. You're younger than me.
We're not talking about
You should
Stars.
be out there. You should be out there.
Well, you look older than him, though.
Hold on. Abba. I gotta mute your mic. And you be saying niggas be sitting you up, but it's like you gotta respect people's platform when they're trying to get their word out. Because when they can't get the word out, they're forced to mute you because they're trying to, wrap up. They got, people got things to do, and they're just trying to, to just tell you something. So you get your point across and wrap up the show. You going back and forth with a nigga who just packed you out like you didn't even pick up a stick. Like, why are you going back at him?
Yeah, he's definitely Dominican.
9 times. Like, I'm in the hospital talking to you now. Just play dead. He will walk away, but you keep like moving around and he keeps biting your head off.
Don't get up.
This is the point I'm trying to say.
Don't get up.
Yeah. This is my point. And this is the whole Black American culture that we were talking about. Certain people you can play with. You got to know you got to pick your battles. You just can't be just coming on live. Just, I know we talked about roasting is something we joust. It's not personal. He just said it's not personal. He said it was cool. You just need to stop getting high and go to church. That's all he said. But but pretty much he ended it with that. We build you down the brim. Yeah. We break it down and build you back up. The point is this. You got to know who you're going at. And you got to know who you jabbing at, because when I was trying to tell you to chill, just like I had to put you on mute, you wasn't chilling. And he just boosted the number. He just went crazy for like 20 minutes and, slam dunked you and violated you. And you could have just chilled and we could just pass the mic, talk about sports. So I just want you to remember that, next time, you don't want to look like, show, but it's like, nah, just pick and choose, just get a little better at that. Yeah, because that roast was fire. That shit was funny as fuck. It was funny because you was laughing. But just know, when to get in and out of the jokes and, we pass the mic and, know who you're going up against. He didn't come off the camera. So because
I'm out right now.
You don't even get to see him. So you put yourself at disadvantage at first. You joking out on an Abby who can see you.
Literally.
That's like you talking shit about a sniper.
Yeah.
Nigga, you getting JFK'd.
I think cap, but
don't worry. When you sober up, you'll see it.
I digress.
Hey, but Avo, I'm gonna holler at you. Avo, I'm gonna holler at you on the back end. You sober up, bro. That's great.
Could you let the chat before we hop off?
Hey, yeah, before we hop off, Sit Politic Podcast. You guys got to tap in. We're gonna drop the link on the episode when this gets posted. Sit Politic Podcast. It's our second episode. We did episode 2 years ago when we both hopped on YouTube. We're cooking now. This is another episode. We can come back and cook up in here again. So this is dope. I appreciate both y'all coming on the show and adding contribution. It was like we got like 7 people on the microphone today.
Yeah, it's great.
I wish if we would have did this back at the crib, bro, we probably still be live. But we're gonna do this again. Yeah, it was fire. Exactly. We're a high level podcasting. Yeah. This is great. You guys have a wonderful night. And please listen, hit the like button, subscribe. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Comment. Sit Politic Podcast, Perspectives Facts Podcast, episode was like 65. At Volma holler at you on the back end, bro. I appreciate you calling in. And we're gonna holler at you guys. Rondo. Tay, you know what I'm saying? Silent Hussein in here, D Marley.
By the way, check for this more exclusive content so we can go for a little bit longer. Yeah. They want to check the actual video after it's edited.
Absolutely.
There'll be a little bit more content.
Yeah. So we're definitely gonna have a little extended clips. We're gonna be dropping those, but we're gonna sign off on YouTube and StreamYard. But you guys have a great night, man. Like I said, hit the like button, subscribe, Sit in Politic Podcast, Perspectives and Facts Podcast. Yeah. And we'll see you guys on YouTube, man.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So the last topic that I want to get in with you was really your best album of the year so far.
My best album of the year so far, just period.
A little bit. Well, I don't know if it's hip hop or not, but that's really where I'm focusing. To have more of a conversation, we can all,
Yeah.
But yeah, your favorite album of the year so far. Really been crazy for you.
My favorite album of the year so far has it's been kind of easy for me to say this. Has been the Don Toliver album, but I don't know if people would say that's a rap album, but to me, I guess it's not. But maybe it's like one of them hybrid albums.
It's hip hop, maybe not rap.
Yeah, like it's hip. Like he was rapping and singing. It was, to me, it's the best album that dropped this year. It's the best body of work. Like, unless somebody can give me a better album, like please let me know. But if you haven't heard the Don Toliver album, I feel like personally, you're kind of missing out. You're missing out on women. You're missing out on a whole nother vibe, bro.
Like, you don't know what Bad Bunny is.